Welcome in. Hello. Happiest of all the Mondays. How we doing? Hey, how are you? What up, friends? Hannah, welcome in. How are you? Nutty! Thank you for the 8 months. Appreciate you. Who has played the update? What do you guys think? How we feeling? Are we getting all the blood kerns or what? Daylight, tie break. Oh, thank you for the 14 months. Oh, hello. Is there a song here? Hi, song. Mayor, hello. Of course, Arash. It's a mayor, of course. Yes, of course. Oh, Alyssa, thank you for the biddies. You're playing right now? Ooh. Which map are you playing on? Oh my goodness. Ghost Huntress. Thank you for the 12. Holy crap. It's a bit slow in the percentage growth. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, we're going to talk about that a little bit. For sure. Hey, Shadow. Hi, Evie. It's like DVD now. 12 months. Ghost Huntress, thank you so much. Hey, Valkyrie. What's up, Cedar? Goofball. Splash. Hello. Hi. Alyssa! My Lanta! I don't even have my hair done yet. All that means is I was trying to, my lights weren't turning on for a second. I don't know why, but they are now. But they are now. I don't know what was going on. That was weird. I have a little button I can usually control them with, and it just wasn't happening today. That's okay. Oh my freaking God. Listen. 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 Listen, Linda, listen. Imagine you having hair. There's a few here and there and there. Muted Murphy. Thank you for the subs. Thank you so much, friend. Alyssa, thank you. Thank you, guys. Hello. Good grief. Siraj, here's a bit. Thank you. I appreciate it always. I will accept. I will accept. Hi, Peggy. Oh, my goodness. Mayhem. Goy Rish, hello. How are you? Little David, what's up? Welcome in. So, how's the update? What does everyone think? Cozy, hello. Thank you for the biddies. Goofball. My God. Goddess, hello. How are you? My lower back hurts today. I don't know what it was. I don't know if it was like how I was sitting at work or what. It's really weird. It's weird. Here's 2 more. Oh, thanks. You're old. I know. No, it's not even because of that. It has nothing to do with age. I hurt my back when I was younger, and it's affected me like ever since. Yeah, there's nothing I could do. Been playing the update. Well, I hope you've been enjoying it, man. I hope that you guys have been liking it. I mean, it's not like I had anything to do with it. I just work here. But yeah. For a sub goal, you should dye your hair a color of chat's choice. You know, that'd be really funny because the only thing that you would see would be this. Like this right here would be dyed, and that's it. I just realized the red light is on. Turn off. There we go. Ghosts are bullies? Yes, they are. Hi, Tika. Haven't got a chance to try the update yet. You know who else? Chinggis hasn't had a chance to try the update yet. Dye the beard? Listen, I do have to go to work in public and go like film people in some respectable positions. And I feel like a face beard coloring that lasted longer than that night. I don't know. I could talk to Wolfen. Wolfen dyes his beard with sub goals and stuff. I could ask him what he does. Change the hat color. Oh, man. What's better than 2? You guessed it, 3. Thank you, Siraj. Juice, thank you for the 2 months. This fan doesn't even feel like it's on. Imagine if I changed the hat color. It would look weird. I think changing the hat color would probably look weirder than me dyeing my beard. Washable dye. Yeah, that's what he does. That's what he does too. I think that should be good. Thank you for the lurk, friend. Appreciate it. Hope you've been liking the blood moon. All right. Today, the weekly is legit on a blood moon map. It's at Grafton. Or just a fake beard. Oh, just legit put on an entire fake beard. Yeah. Yeah, today's on a blood moon. So I'm going to go ahead and get Phasmo kicking because I'm going to be joined by a couple of friends today. Because I told you guys I wanted to get a couple of friends in the games to try out all the blood moons and all the stuff for kicks. So that's what we're doing today. Yeah. Hexed. Thank you so much for the biddies. Thank you. Appreciate you. Juju, hello. Alyssa, thank you for biddies. I did steal your Phoenix. I don't know if I want to apologize though, because was it really theft? It's like borrowing.
There's some jobs ready for you.
Gonna go read? Oh, hope it's a good book. Oh yeah, let's go look at the stuff. Let's go look at the stuff. Oh my goodness. Cozy, thank you for the biddies. Thank you guys for the hype train. As much as I'm okay with like I wish I could turn this down. But I guess we could just go far away. Far, far away from here. So what is the blood moon at now? We are at 0.52%. This is after 12 hours of Steam having it. 12 hours. 12 hours. Now, listen, though, there is something about that, okay? They did state, obviously, this is going to change pretty drastically when console gets it, okay? Oh, my God. Oh, Alyssa, thank you for more. Thank you for 5 more subs. Oh, thank you, friend. This is obviously going to change. Hi, Blood Sample. How are you? There we go. There we go. There we go. What's up, Sam? Console will boost the numbers. Oh, I have news. Oh, I have more news. I forgot. Stuff and things. I forgot. You got your Halloween hoodie. Let's go. I just saw someone posted in the Discord earlier that they got their tarot card sticker and it looks awesome. It looks great. Sarash, thank you. Sarash is going to be upping the bits the entire stream. Hi, Janelle. God damn. I want to know what the book in the lobby is for. You know what? That's a fantastic question because you know what? I realized this myself. So when you're walking around the lobby and you're looking at all the stuff and the things, right? You pick up your clipboards. You can like try to do with this. Why can you pick this book up? Why was that added? Yes, Halen. Yes, it comes out tomorrow on console. Help! How do I turn off controller and fast? Just unplug it, kill. Unplug it. Alt F4 your controller. In case you want some light reading. I mean, I guess. But one singular book. So, I don't know. You got me. You got me. I don't know. I noticed the same thing though, and I was very, very confused. The missing Jenga piece? Wonder if the closet ghost wants it. Imagine if you take the book over to her and then all of a sudden that door just opens up. You know how funny that'd be? This is weird. You never knew she was in that room? Oh yeah, she's our buddy. She's our pal. She's our buckaroo. Hey, Pam. Hey. I don't think she wants it. Ma'am, you dropped your book. Ma'am, you dropped your book. She doesn't want it. It's fine. What'd you name her? She's Pajama Pam. Forever and always. Give it to the moon? I could give it to the moon. Are there any good photos from here? Ooh, there's a ghosty photo there. It's a little, unfortunately, I can't. It looks like you really want to click on it, but I can't. But we do have a couple of those. Got a couple of those. Does collecting count in single player towards the event? Yes. Single player, multiplayer, it does not matter. I got nothing. Hi, Logan. My totem was taking a bath. Oh, it's a dirty totem. Oh, okay. So the thing that I need to express the overwhelming joy for. Do you guys remember how I said that I might possibly have some console codes to give away? Remember I said we might have some console codes to give away? I have console codes. Have console codes. So, starting on Wednesday, we are going to start giving away console codes. I have them for Xbox and I have them for PlayStation. Now, here's the kick. I don't understand why this is. It's a PlayStation thing. Don't ask me why. I'm so sorry if you're not from this region. The PlayStation ones are for North America. Okay? They are for North America. Hi, Mr. Chingus. Did you get out of work finally? Hi, Sunflower. How are you? The PlayStation 1. That is correct. God damn it. Halogen, hello. How are you? What's up, Irish? How's it going, friends? Hyper! I don't want spoilers, so hi, bye. Hi, bye. Hope y'all are well. We are good. Yeah. So it doesn't work in other regions. I would assume no. Not if it specifically says for PlayStation NA. What do you mean? So it says for PlayStation NA, meaning that it probably is not redeemable in the other regions. There must be something. There has to be something with it. Xbox is whatever. PlayStation is regional. I don't know. But either way, whatevs, we have codes. So what I'm going to do is on Wednesday, I'm going to give away a Xbox code and also a PlayStation code on that stream. And then on Friday, I'll give away 2 more. Hi, Relosa. Nice balls. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do with the last 2. Yeah. Maple, thank you for the 7 months. But for today, you would think the foreign company would be more inclusive. You'd think so. Super Nintendo codes? No, just for, I mean, not for all Nintendo, just for N64. Yeah. I don't think I'm gonna be able to wait. No, that's fine. That's absolutely fine. That's totally fair. Yeah, I can only assume that I can't give them away right now. Okay, Sam, but you're also assuming that everybody's going to be trying to VPN it. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Today, I'm going to be doing the weekly to start, and I'm going to have a couple of friends to join me. All right, we'll get them in here. I probably should have went through my spiel before we did the thing with the stuff. Who all's joining me? I'm going to be joined by Mr. Kill and Mrs. Phoenix. Yeah. We'll turn this down a little bit. A skosh. Oh, God, never mind. I should have turned it back up. Ooh, Franz. That's right. Now, I do hope that the voice stuff works properly. We're about to find out. Hey, how are you?
Oh, hey, how are you?
Hello?
Oh my god. Hi. Fancy badge you got there.
It's Kill Killington.
I know. Does he know that his badge is animated now?
Wait, what?
Does he
I
know?
can't hear anything.
Kill, can you hear the game? Can he not hear the game at all?
I don't know.
Check
A
your
kill?
audio
Is it
source.
broken? Hello?
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 Is the page
Hello,
turning
Kill?
sound new? Yeah. Then a mimic will show an orb on a no evidence run. Correct. Yes, it will. Hi, Shade. Must be playing on one of his other 7 computers. Jeez, these rich people, you know,
Imagine.
just can't get it together. Roaster, hello. Kale, are you okay?
Can you hear us?
Kale.
I can't hear anything. What's going on?
Hello, can you hear us?
Hey, Kale, can you hear me? Gotten 2 demons in a row. Nice.
I mean, I could play with like a 4-second delay off your stream, perhaps.
Oh my god.
I have to follow you everywhere so I could hear things.
Oh no.
Can you not hear
Is your-
so Kill, can you hear the game audio at all either? Not just our voices? Battle
No,
Corgi.
No game audio.
No game audio.
Is it just because it reset? I know some people
Might
had
want to double
audio
check. Yeah.
reset
You might want to
problems.
double check the audio sources. Yeah. Check his settings because it reset. Yeah, apparently it reset for a lot of people, Kill. It might have done the same to you.
Some people even had their basketball hoop reset.
Better not. Mine's fine.
I know, mine's fine. Mine
Bastards.
is still at the number it was before.
They calling that badge animated. It's moving. It would be
Mine's at a
super.
very mature, nice number. It's fine.
I'm guessing it's
37.
okay.
duh.
That's a great number. It's so mature.
Great number.
Morgy Mork. Hi,
I'm gonna
friend.
reboot the game. See if that
Okay.
helps.
You're good, Mr. Kill. Why don't you use Discord for voice chat? Because that completely ruins the fun of the entire fun of this game of having prox chat. That's why. If it's a have to thing, then you have to do what you have to do.
Open?
Seats taken.
Can you breathe in there?
You selling any?
You selling any of these here books?
Oh my god. Morky Mork, how was your day? Oh, the voice chat is one of my favorite things about this game. The prox chat, it's without it and you're playing multiplayer, it steals the fun out of it, in my opinion. Hearing someone scream muffled on another floor is priceless. You can't replace it. The muffled screams are probably one of my favorite things. Sticker in the mail today, and you're obsessed. Let's go. Heck yeah,
That was a
Morgan.
very weird sentence out of context, but yes.
Wow.
Wow. Wow.
Who are you looking
Kill, can you hear
So-
us?
at?
Bitch.
Hello.
Ah, oh my. Get some volume to you.
Oh, should I be quieter?
No. I have a volume bar. You're good.
Never. Never. Never.
It was punchy. I like it.
Years and years of people saying, "Oh, Kill's really quiet," and this
He's really quiet. Then he joins the game.
Oh,
Hello.
there's like full Chiba on everyone.
Okay.
I was going
Don't
to
go
say,
full
actually
Chiba.
having to turn you down is a very weird feeling.
It is a weird feeling. All right.
What game is this?
I don't know. I heard about it though. It seems pretty cool. Thank you, Tika.
Do you play with friends? Wait, is it?
Hello, is that the grudge? Hello. All right, let me go through this. Read through this stuff real quick, and then I'll be ready to rock. Okay.
Do whatever
Never
you
seen it
gotta
play.
do.
Whatever, dude. Appreciate Joe. right, I'm gonna mute them so that way I can do this. I should have done this before I had them join, but it's okay. It's too late. We're here we're where we are. What I don't have at the ready. Oh, you know what? Because it's the blood moon, I'm not gonna care. What? I think the settings are gonna change. It's just those specific game settings are gonna be different because it's on the blood moon. So I'm not gonna worry about the specifics where it's like ghosts, like hiding place number, blah, 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 blah. I'm not going to go over any of that jazz. What we are going to go over is I'll show you the truck loadout though. Let's see. Okay. That'll McFly. That'll do, pig. That'll do. That works. Oh, my Lanta. Juju, thank you for the lurk. What's up, Pink? How are you? Hello. Okay. We're good. Yeah. 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 This week's challenge is no evidence. These ghosts really don't want to help you out, but we're sure you're up to the task. No evidence is our pride and joy we love. So let's see how this one goes on Grafton. Going to be a little different today because, well, it's on a blood moon. So that means that some things are going to change because of the Halloween event. Our ghosty is going to be a bit more aggressive. It's going to event more. Its speed is not going to be consistent with what we would consider 100% speed. It's going to be more like 120 if it's a normal ghost. Our sanity drain is going to be like twice as fast. And there's 3 of us. Should be good. But besides that, here are the details. The details that we have are that it is 100% player speed, 100% ghost speed, technically faster because of the blood moon. Cursed object, we have a mirror, and there's all of our items. So it's going to be a thing. It's going to be a thing. Yeah, it'll be a thing. Let me turn their volume back up. That's what she said.
Yeah, but only because the vicar was there.
Tell Phoenix not to scream too much. I was told to tell you not to scream too much.
I will scream as much as I want. No. What?
I'm kind of okay with. I'm kind of okay with it.
Me screaming too much or me not screaming at all?
No.
Yes.
Yes.
All right, let's go.
All right. All right. I'm starting up the things, and then I'll be ready in like 30 seconds.
You're good.
Let's go over there. Hey, Blood Moon 157. What's up, dude? Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up? You dramatic? Never. All right. Change the title. Go there. Hi, Dread. Hello. Hey, how are ya? Why does it look like this? Why you look like this? Goobers. Goobers. Is that a Rafa? Hi, Mr. Rafa. How are you? All right, I think that'll fly. That'll do, pig. That'll do. I must see the hatless pics for a price. Siraj, thank you for the biddies, dude. Always for a price. When the audio played, I heard a what? You heard a what? You heard a what? Someone say hatless pics. No. You heard nothing. You mind your business. Alrighty. Officially ready. We are officially ready. Alrighty. Remember, no evidence. This is Blood Moon. So that means Ghost is a little bit faster. Our sanity drains faster. And the Ghost is aggro.
Who the hell needs sanity?
I mean, he's got a point. Spectacular. Thank you for the 3 months.
All right, we're here. Take a look at the equipment and prepare accordingly.
All right. You heard him. Take a look at the equipment and then plan accordingly. That means cry in the corner.
I was going to say, I plan on being Chesney for today's games.
That's okay. You do what you got to do. It's okay.
I'm going to stay in the van and scream.
All right. Well, this is the first time that we've had a weekly with a blood moon.
How to do no evidence.
Well, definitely not with evidence. That's that's a good start. But we can use it to find the ghosty, though. I mean, that is definitely a thing. Or we can just use the mirror, say F it. I say we do that. All right. Let's do it a TIG. Thank you guys for the bits. Oh, my.
Candles.
Kill, have you actually had a chance to go into a singular map yet with it being the Blood Moon event? The Crimson Eye event?
No, I don't. I have no idea what we're meant to do.
Oh my, is the power? I hope the power's on. Dang it. Okay, we need to find the power. I need to go find the power for Kill. Oh. Hey, Kill, can you turn on a light switch for me?
If I can remember where they are.
Look over here.
What?
He's just not surprised. This is just what his living room looks like. He's like, what?
No. Was it not? I thought it was like this when I ran in the room.
Oh, no.
Oh.
No, look at the lights. Look up, look up. He was not entertained. He's like, whatever. 8-bit, thank you for the 10 months. He's speechless. What if he's colorblind? Oh my god. All right, F it. Sneaking a peek. All right, it was a really long peek. It's upstairs. Why did I bring dots? I literally just gave him crap in the truck. Ooh. It's not a mare. So it showed me this room over here. Hey, dinosaur, how are you? What's up, Ari? Ooh, it's showing stuff.
Looks normal to me.
No, Skip. No, get off me. Something's trying to update. Like, get out of here. Hi, Venny. All right. I'm gonna go get a crucifix fix.
Oh, I have one.
Oh, I'll go get the other one. Hey, Zap. Miss Pro, hello. How are you? Collective sanity is at 56, by the way. I'm gonna let it hunt. I'm not gonna take sanity. What's so funny?
No, I'm a professional kill. Can't steal my one and only job.
Oh, I see breath.
See breath.
Me too.
I see breath.
Breath.
Hey, you got breath?
My cat muted my microphone. I've been talking to you guys the whole time. It's fine.
Uh-oh. Hey.
I was saying, ooh, the ambiance, the mood.
The ambience. I don't know. The last time I was in this room, I was standing over here, and then the ghost crossed the bed to come get me.
I see.
It literally walked on the bed.
Just really wanted that hug.
Sophia, thank you for the tier 1. I am playing with Phoenix and
I
Kill
like this
07.
orangey red light. I want this always. Can we have this
These are the two I'm
always?
playing with right now.
Always and forever. I like it.
I like it too. I really do
When
enjoy
was
it.
about 17,
It's
I
like,
wanted a red
really?
light bulb in my bedroom, and after about 4 days, I felt really sick.
Oh.
Oh my. Now see, these are normal. Unfortunately.
Oh, boo.
Oh, it's playing you some music.
Well, do I need to turn game sounds up? I can't hear anything.
Oh, oh, I
hear
heard it.
music anyway.
Oh, I heard it. This feels very familiar. Like deja vu.
Gonna come across the bed at you again.
I don't know. Although that salt
Well, I
hasn't
hope
been
it
walked
picks you,
in.
not me. Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. No more ghosties jumping on the bed. Oh, I thought that was a hunt. Good god. Siren, thank you for the 23. Any idea for the fail to connect to voice server? I would go to their official Discord. Oh, it's the freaking thing. I don't have a camera on me. I can't take photos of that stuff right now. I'm gonna go get it. I hope they live. Hey Nick, what's up? Daffodil, hello. Well, it's not fair that the okay, we're at 40. Okay, this has got to be either a shade or a Dio. Let me in. Oh, did it just try to hunt?
Yes, it did.
Yes, it did. Were you guys in the room with it when it tried to hunt by chance?
No, we had just stepped out of the room and then the cruci lit.
No. Is this a stinky shade? We're at 40 when it decided to hunt for the first time.
Okay.
Yeah. We have a totem above us. That's what that sound is. You hear that right now, Kill? Oh, is that the
Totem?
cruci again?
A what?
The totem. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait. I want you to see it. I don't want it to.
What is he
Unless there's
talking
probably
about?
another one.
Are you nuts?
Look right here. Come. Come, come. Come, come. Look.
Okay.
Take a
when
take
I
a
get
photo
really
of it.
close, I like sort of hear a sound.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can absolutely hear it. I can hear it right above me.
Is that what's making that kind of distant?
Yeah, the
honk?
yeah. So when you take a photo of it, it goes bye-bye.
Oh.
No, there's
Do you
not
have to
3. It's a random numbers app.
Like room in the book for that to count?
Yes, that's a great point.
Okay.
It will not count if you don't have room in the book. Uh-oh. That sounds normal. Hi, Hattie. How many blood points have you? I have no idea. I also haven't really been grinding for it. I know some people are like heavily going for it, but you can't see the number unless, like, I could always ask DK in them probably. All right, I'm pretty sure we have a shade. What are objectives? Because you can still get blood points from this. EMF and repel. Okay. This is dangerous. Spicy. Sparkle. Are people still in the house? Oh, okay.
Sorry, I'm leaving.
No, you're okay. I didn't want to leave you in there by yourself. All right. So if we want to, I mean, I'm not that worried about it, but we could get the EMF and the repel to get the extra blood points. I mean, I think it could be worth.
Yeah, sure. Because
Okay.
you can get the
Might as
blood
well.
points on the challenge like that.
Yeah, I assume so. It's on a blood moon map.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Does difficulty affect how much more blood points you get? I don't think so.
I found the bone before. I didn't take a picture of it, but I did grab it.
Oh, I mean,
So
hey,
far.
that works. I'm going to bring in an EMF. Make sure you've got a smooge. But a fantastic question, though. It's a fantastic
That's a
question. I don't
smooge.
think it does. But just one thing to understand is that they do have the
Been a while
ability.
since I've done a good old panic smudge.
They do have the ability to adjust how many points it requires us to get to the next stage. So if they notice something seems off, they can always adjust it. All right. We don't really need photo. I've got an EMF. Hopefully it'll go off.
Do we need to take a photo of that other totem that you said is upstairs?
Oh, I got it.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
Put this here. That here. That there. Just giving it stuff to throw. I don't have a difference from intermediate to professional. Jeez, dude. It is eating every cruci we got.
Hungry ghost.
It's hungry. Tommy want wingy. All right. Hopefully, I have that EMF on. Yes. Yes. Okay. I'm just. Oh. Careful, Sundrop. I smudged. Are you kidding me? All right, it didn't throw any of this shit. I'll be right back.
Do anything.
No, what a jerk. What a shade. All right, well, that's enough. All right, I'm convinced.
Oh.
All right, we got all the objectives. I just got it.
Okay, let's go.
We got our totems. Let's get out. My boot.
Let's go.
You smudged too? That's okay. We all smudged. Gabby, thank you. Ms. Pro, appreciate you. Hello. Thank you for the follows. Welcome in, friends. All right, there's our boot. I think we're good. All right, mark your shades. If it's not a shade, then I got nothing. All right, good.
Wait, hang it. Oh,
You're good.
Oh,
You're
there
good.
it is.
I know.
I can't
The
read
font,
this new
the
font.
font
That's
change is a
horrible.
complete throw off. I know.
Yeah.
All right. Totams sounds like Tim Tams, but not in a good way. Oh my goodness. What time it said? It said 6 UTC tomorrow. Got you.
Welcome back. I've prepared some jobs for you.
Excuse me.
I have no words. Absolutely no words.
So we had a demon that did not hunt until 40% sanity with a blood moon weather type. Where is DK?
And we were with Kill, and we didn't.
And
pick
we're with
Demon.
someone named Kill, for goodness sake.
It's always a
He
demon.
does say it's always a demon, and you know,
Damn it, we didn't listen. Son of a.
he didn't.
You show
got
me?
failures.
I don't know what that means. That's the complete opposite of what we thought it was. Well, damn it. All right, let's go back. It's pretty funny, though. That's pretty funny. It's like, people are like, yeah, that sounds right. Yeah. Level blood moon. Well, yeah. That's literally what we were just on?
I used to play Phas with this guy. He was called Flash as well. He was really...
All right, we're here.
Cutting him off.
Shut your lips. You shut your lips right now.
That was the wherever this is going. I'm
You
stopping it
shut
now.
up. All right.
He was really good at the game.
All right, it's fine. You stop it. Okay. All right. So I'm 100% going to look in the mirror again to find it, and then we can start setting up shop. I'll bring both crucifixes with me. I'm 100% including that, by the way.
I got salt and motion sensor.
Cool. Usually I just include the games where it's successful. I feel like that's funny, and I've
I
got
got
to
chills and then multiplying.
Listen, dude, listen.
Are you
All right.
losing control?
Music.
Not
make you
yet.
lose control. Oh, hey, I saw you guys. You looked great. It's in the dining room.
You'll smell when I lose control.
Roger that.
There's a totem thing in the upstairs turlet.
Ooh, we got one in the kitchen as well. Crazy? I was crazy once. All right. But yes, Ghost is in the dining. I don't know where the juice is. It's not downstairs in the workshop. There's Sandy right now. 82. 82. Hi, Ellen. How are you?
It's not in attic storage either.
Oh, okay. It's master, probably.
There's a jawbone on the floor in this upstairs bedroom, though.
All right. No need to brag. I'll go get it. Look at the bear just chilling there. Oh, found another totem.
Who's bragging now?
Oh my God, there's another one. There's one on the couch. There's one in that back storage. I mean, that back room over there. There's one in that back, the kitchen over there. Holy moly. There's so many totems. Here, we got some juice.
I like it. It looks good in here.
It's weird they started the event on a Monday instead of the weekend. No, they started on Sundays. It's just that I play on Mondays.
Oh, ghost.
I play on Mondays because of my work schedule and weekends and all that jazz. I can't do it. I stream earlier on Sundays. All right. I'm going to go get more tings. Make sure to get enough pictures of them. Hopefully we're leaving enough space for the totems. What does the blood moon change? The blood moon changes a few things. Oh, I forgot something. Whenever they do no evidence stuff, you can always see EMF 5 on the board. I forgot about that.
I'm used to playing with no activity board, so I
Yeah,
also forgot.
samesies, so take advantage. The sanity drain is faster. The ghost is a little bit faster. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a sec. Okay, I've got my lighter. We're good. Hey, no one, make sure not to have any lit fires anywhere, please, other than the 1,000 candles I can see.
Okay.
But I brought all this gasoline.
After.
Bill had big plans for this house, and we're just ruining them.
So the sanity drain for the weekly is already set to 200% without the blood moon. So with the blood moon, oh Lord. Oh, Lord.
Let's,
I don't know where the ghost is. Oh, there's one. Okay. There's one single blowout.
Blew this out.
Hey, that just walked over that salt pile, didn't it? That walked right over that salt pile.
It did. It did.
Well, well, well. If it's a demon, I'm gonna be pissed. Oh, we need a photo of the ghost. Why don't you do that?
Camera. I was also, you know.
Oh, all right. I'm gonna go get a camera. I'll be right back. It's gonna be a shade. Our sanity. Oh, our sanity's at 40. What is this? Why does this keep happening? Look. Look at the jump, though. It's jumping from 40 to 50. The average.
That's weird.
That is super weird. He's about to get hunted. I know I used the mirror, but that doesn't change what my sanity's at. I'm not saying it's a certain ghost because my sanity is a certain amount. We're saying the fact that it hasn't hunted while my sanity is a certain amount is the problem.
Aww.
All right, I do have crucifixes in there, and I do believe in their ability to stop this hunt.
So with this lighting, every event is now going to be like the red light event, and the red light event is the only one that...
See, you just gotta believe.
I'm doomed. Doomed, I tell you.
Do you ready to get photos of this stuff over here? He did. What a guy. Check for mimic always. We can do that from outside. We don't have to do that from inside the map. But it still has not walked through the salt. Hey! Ghosty. Are you a mimic? I don't think you are. I think it's a wraith. It's gonna teleport to one of them and hunt.
Yeah, it keeps setting off the motion. Oh my god, why?
Why? It just wants to be a friend. It's fine. Listen, Linda, listen. It's tried to hunt once.
My friend, a little less.
Here, here. I'll give you this for protection. There you go.
Oh.
There you go. Kill. This one's for you.
Close to the candlestick.
There you go. If you're close to the candle, the ghost can't kill you.
Treacherous.
That's the rule.
Oh.
All right. I remember a time
Which
when
one's
the ghost
gonna
used to
die
worship me,
first?
call my name over the spirit box.
If you did a prediction, it would be me every time, and you know that.
I remember that night. That was pretty funny.
Yes.
The XP from the
I
totem,
like the assault course.
is it global? Oh, you mean like the XP you gain? It's the same for everybody on the map.
It walked this
So
way.
if you guys get 16 from that map, you would get 16. Each player would. Thank you, Apocrypha. Dude, like, our sanity is probably absolutely tanked, right?
Like it should be, right?
It's tried to hunt once. We haven't taken any
drain.
sanity.
Here,
Did our
you guys-
sanity go like Benjamin Button and just go back up for no reason? Oh. Never mind.
Look out.
Okay. That's pretty okay.
It's like 25.
It walked through the salt. I mean, it walked over the
What?
salt again without stepping in it.
And my sanity is 3%.
I'd like a
Compared to
photo
you
of
guys.
it. That'd be sweet.
We can do that. Easy.
Easy peasy.
Easy.
You're right.
Oh shit.
All right. Let's put
Nice.
Wraith and get out of here. See, you're right. It was easy. I can still hear it in there. It's like, hey, come back.
I'm just here as the narrator. The ghost photo was easy.
Ghost photo easy. Ghost on the stairs. Boo, 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 boo. All right. Put wraiths in your book.
Yeah.
Roger Dodger. It's the top middle kill.
In before it's a demon.
Shut your lips. I swear.
Welcome back.
If that would have said mimic,
Ready for you.
I might have turned off my computer. Now here's the question. Yeah, see, look at that. We got 20 Blood Moon team points.
Let's go.
Hey, yo. Nice.
So what
It's an
do
event. It's the weekly,
Blood
Luffy.
Moon team points do?
So the Blood Moon points, if you look over here where Phoenix is, you can look at the Blood Moon on the event board real quick if you'd like. Give it a look-see doodle.
I tried that, but the font's really low quality.
Oh.
It hurts my eyes.
Okay, so long story short, if you look to the right on that card, you have stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, right? So we need to get Blood Moon points by identifying the ghost, completing optional objectives, and photographing totems. Each of those gives you a certain amount of blood points. If you identify the ghost correctly, you get 10. If you get an optional objective, it's 2 per objective you get, and each totem is 1. So that's how we got 20 on this last one. Yeah, now here's the thing. This has been available for Steam for 12 hours, a little over 12 hours now, and we have 0.55% done of stage 1. So when it releases for console tomorrow, it should hopefully
well.
start to boost it, because the amount of people that have wishlisted this on Xbox and PlayStation is kind of wild. So we will see, but you unlock things with it. So when we get past stage 1, we unlock the Blood Moon ID card. Stage 2, upgraded ID, probably animated. And then stage 3, we get the trophy. And then the Blood Moon weather will be available forever.
I have a feeling they may need to bring some of these target numbers down, because
I feel like it's going to be adjusted
Yeah.
as well,
Yeah,
but they said, don't worry. They're like, listen, do not worry about it. I think the idea was they just went extreme with it just to make sure that it was not achievable immediately.
oh yeah, better to need to bring it down than set it too
Right.
low and it's done in like 3 hours and
Right.
then it's finished.
Right. 1 point for each totem. Yeah. How many wish lists do we know? I think it's over. It's like hundreds of thousands.
Game works rather
I believe.
than trying to take
Yeah.
photos of totems and things.
Right. But yeah, so the Blood Moon weather makes it awfully spicy. Makes it spicy. All right. If we are willing to hold here for a minute, if people maybe need to go potty or whatnot, I need to run ads. I want to do it before we go back in. Hold.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That
Okay.
sounds good.
Awesome.
Burb.
All right. Burb. Okay. I'm going to run ads before we go into the next one. So, if you don't have a sub, if you are not turbo, don't worry about it. I'm going to run them now so you don't miss any gameplay. So, you guys hold for an extended period of time, and we'll be right back. Gonna have to speedrun maps to complete Blood Moon. I think it's hard for us to know. It's hard for us to know how much we need or how fast it's gonna be until console is out. So console releases tomorrow. Yeah. I don't remember what time. Oh, what time is that on Eastern? I don't remember what it was. Is it 2 p.m. just? Got it. Thank you, Lightning War. Thank you. 2 p.m. Eastern. I'm just basing it off of my time zone. Yeah, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard. Yeah. Soundbite, thank you for the 2 months. Hello. Yep. Probably have it decrease fill rate so the console can get... Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Tommy Tom! 2 p.m. Thank you, sir. Hi, Mr. Tom. One of the other lovely Midnight Society members, along with Mr. Kill. Look at Kill in the background, just staring at the moon. I honestly got discouraged when I saw how little. I think you're not alone in that. I think there's a lot of people that probably were. something that like Tom has been just reminding people, and I've been trying to remind people too, is like, don't worry about it. Don't think like we're never going to get there. They can adjust it. I think this was just to the extreme to allow console to come out so they could set it to an appropriate number. Because I think they probably want to see how many people are playing at one time. Yeah. You're testing it? No, you're not. Are you really, Hattie? Tom, we had a demon that didn't hunt us till 40%. Yes? Oh, how is it? How's it feel? Razor's Edge, hello. Thank you for the 6 months. Hello, friend. Probably didn't want to be fit. Yeah, exactly. I wouldn't stress it, man. I wouldn't stress it. Can their servers handle the massive influx that's coming? I assume that they're preparing themselves. I can only assume. Hi, Courtney. Demons be lazy, bro. We thought it was a shade, Tom. We literally went shade. We were so convinced. We're like 40% hasn't hunted yet. Went full horse. Yeah. They have to know. I'm sure they do. I can guarantee that they have a good idea. Starting from scratch. Let's go. How's the game feel though? How's it feel? Tell us. How tangible? How is it? So does the blood moon make the ghost faster? Yes, it does. Yes, it does. It increases the speed of the ghost. Now, it's not a clean, we don't think it's a clean like 125%. We think it's like a 120. Do you, if you have it on PC, are you able to use your same account? No, there's no cross progression. No, not yet. Maybe later down the road, maybe one day, yeah. But not yet. All right, ads are done. Ads are done. Lobby looks cool. I know, look it. Oh no. Thank you.
So, I think there's a TIE fighter stuck in there.
Can you look at it again? Okay, I need you to come over here. Or like, or maybe you can get a little bit closer. I just want you to see what I saw. That's too good. Oh man, that's funny. Dance, thank you for the 3-month prime. Hello.
It's so hypnotic.
Yes, it's gonna be cross-platform. Yes. It's so hypnotic. All right, Phoenix.
Flash!
Okay, sorry. I didn't know if you were going potty. I didn't know what you were doing. I didn't want to just
No, you're good.
start yelling. Damn.
Just start yelling in my ears.
No, you missed it. It was too funny. Kill was looking at the blood moon thingy. It was hysterical. Oh. Oh. Okay. What Tom is going to be doing? Tom is going to be doing a full blood moon all difficulty challenge soon. I'm excited to see it.
Go.
Hi, car. Let's go. Where are we going?
Grafton, my favorite map.
Oh, okay.
It's been so
Yeah.
long since I've been here.
Oh, it's been so long.
Best
Hello,
map.
Charles. Good to see you again. I guess we're going to do the same thing. We'll do the same thing.
Not broken, don't fix
Hi,
it.
Baba Swerve. Harlow, thank you for the prime. Hello. All right, I'm going to do a peeky. That is master bedroom. We have a totem in the kitchen. Yes, he's doing it duo with Gaga. That sounded odd. He's going to be doing Blood Moon, all maps.
Is a totem in the attic?
All Blood Moon maps. All difficulty.
Sorry, not attic. The space up here.
Hey, the juice is up there as well.
Yeah, it's on now.
Okay, I need the ghost to event on one of them like this. If the ghost events on one of them like that, I can get up close to it.
I don't have a
All right,
camera,
I need you to go in there and get it vented on, okay?
It would be my pleasure.
Ghost is like, event? Oh, don't mind.
Look at that.
Well, answer it.
Am
Don't
I
be
calling?
rude. He's calling you. Answer him. Oh, walkies.
Oh, and he touching this all for me.
Oh.
Thank you, friend. Oh, and he touched the door.
Was that a totem in Master Bath? In Master Bath? I didn't go to Master Bath.
See me.
There is a totem back in that room. Yes. Yeah. Thank you, goat. Let's see. How are you? Notice the 1 year sub badge. Let's
The
go.
door all the way on the inside, too. But, wow! Hey!
Where is he? Hey!
Oh, no.
I need to get a good look at you. Come here. Damn it. Not that kind of. Okay. I need the event. No, that's for me. He's going to disappear when I walk to him. Watch. No. Come on, man. Listen. Son of a bitch. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I said I'm leaving. It did like 4 physical events. No, I think it might be an Oni. That this turd, this absolute turd. Hey, don't die, okay? We have no camera in there. Uh-oh. Hold on, maybe I can see through Nanor. I'm a potato. Hello. Live, damn it, live. Come back. Be my friend. Hello. Hello. Well, that was rude AF.
I don't want to talk about it.
Did you get a good look at him? All the door glitchiness is now fixed. It is. And I'm 100% cool with it.
Room? I thought you said it was in the master bedroom.
No, it is. I just dropped the camera in here so I could pick up the flashlight.
Oh, shit.
Oh, that's an Oni. Oh, yeah. Oh, very visible. It's got to be an Oni-chan. Yeah. Hey, Kelsey, welcome in. It's extremely visible. I popped out of the hiding spot to
Like
give
an
it a peek.
Oni-chan?
Like an Oni-chan. Mother effer.
That
You were
had
saying?
glowing eyes. That was cool.
I want him to sing. He's not singing. Sing to kill. Oh. Uh-oh. Kill. I never got a repel, by the way. Phoenix, do you have a smudge?
No, I don't. I should go get one.
Oh, you do? Okay, okay. No. I was just making sure if that you could smudge if we needed it. EMF, Firelight, and EMF, Firelight, and Repel. Make sure you have Oni in your book.
Okay.
Roger, Dodger. It's camera shy. No, it's not. Bull. Do you see how much it was coming to me? EMF. I'm gonna grab this last smooge. Oh no, it's gonna hunt them. No, let me in the door. Let me in the door. Eee. All right, now event on kill. Steph. Thank you for the 11 months. Serotonin, welcome in. Is this the Halloween event? It is. The blood moon is part of the Halloween event. I don't think it's just gonna hunt you.
Me?
No, kill.
Oh, I was like, what did I
Oh,
do?
I never brought a firelight in. Oh, biscuits. Is there a candle over here by chance? Okay, other than the ones that are lit all around the house? Oh.
I was gonna say like, no.
Hold on. Did he just die? Okay. Okay. Did we lose one? Did that work?
We might have.
Got the firelight objective. Kill, look out.
Kill, look out.
Ghosty. Where'd it go? Oh, I heard a toss.
I think our kill is broken.
It's throwing shoes. F the shoes. I'm out. You traded a 3-star photo. Where did you die? Where's your body, Kill? Kill, where are you? Are you in the hiding spot? I'm in front room. Oh, behind the sofa. Oh. Oh, the ghost. Oh, that's. Oh.
Still got a 3-star ghost photo though.
He said he traded. What a hero. Hi, Time. All right. Well, we got all the objectives for some more blood points. Okay.
Yep.
Make sure you've got Oni, Mr. Kill. Worthy trade. He did. Look at him go. He got a 3-star ghost pick right before his death. He'll be remembered by somebody. We don't know who yet.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Nicely done. Nice. Oh, was it being weird, Blitz?
Is that
Hello.
a new thing then, the delay between taking a picture and being able to swap to
Yeah,
something
it's
else?
definitely not an instant thing. There is a small delay. You have to wait when you take a photo to be able to switch to another item.
I didn't know that. That's ruined my entire one skill in this whole game.
The tier 3, it's a faster change. The photo happens faster. Yeah. Do you like the different font on Phas now? I mean, it's not the greatest in the world, but it's fine. I just got to get used to it is all. Yeah, just got to get used to it. No High Priestess save? Well, it's really hard to get a High Priestess save when you don't have cards. Yeah. All right. Well, we just need one more, so let's go finch it off, yeah? Finch. Hey, Snow, how are you?
What are the chances? Grafton
I
again.
can't believe it. Oh, and there's still Kool-Aid everywhere. What is happening?
Close to look. It will help your investigation.
Objectives. Let's see. 25, event, and a hunt. Well, event should be easy. Loving the Halloween update. It's been pretty great. Tornazan. Hello, friend. How are you? You know that doesn't work right away. You
And
goofy.
it's there for when I turn the power on.
Is that nursery? Yeah, Blaze, I am.
Horizontal.
Roger.
There's a totem in the storage room upstairs.
I thought we talked about not bragging anymore. Oh,
Sorry. I
oh,
can't
there's one in
help
the
it,
pooper.
okay? It's a stinky totem?
It's a stinky totem. Who the F decided that it was a good idea to leave this many
Is the ghost
candles?
in the nursery?
You know how bad it feels to know that you need a firelight objective and it can't blow out any of the 7,500 candles that are on the map? Do the totems move around? They don't move around, but they are randomly placed. So they are random. Random. Know what they totem? It's like a permanent like incense sort of thing, you know? It's just to make it smell better. I get it. It makes sense if you don't think about it. All right.
Okay, it's the nursery.
Did we already get the pooper totem? Oh, we didn't. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get. Hold on. I'm gonna get the toilet in the background. Poopy totem. Oh. Stippy stompies. Hello. Jay. Hey, Mawari. Oh, hey, how are you? Smelly Candy, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. What's up, French? Oh, you're not very feisty, are ya? Oh, the blood moon is supposed to make them all angry and
Are
stuff.
you guys in that room?
100%.
Okay, the activity board is flatlined.
It died again?
I'm afraid so.
Kill said he'll give it mouth to mouth.
Good plan, good plan.
Only it is nice to me.
Got him. Creepy grandma. That's not a grandma. All right, well. I mean, oh, do we need, wait, we don't need any more totems, do we? Oh, no, we've
Nope, got them all.
got them all. All right. Get a perfect game in the last one. We need to escape and then 25. So, what do we have? Ghostie's in the pick. It's not a phantom. It walked in salt. It's not a wraith. Probably not a shade, I would assume.
Oh shit.
Oh my.
Did I summon a demon?
I don't know. You said, oh shit, and it just said, okay. Sizzle. Oh my god, I thought that randomly
police
turned
are here,
on. I was like, what the hell? They're afraid of the camp. Oh, ghost fart. Look out. It's coming. Why is it coming for me? No. I'm a boy. Leave me alone. Okay, it left me alone.
You did say it was stinky.
It is a stinky ghost. All right, so no wraith, no phantom, no oni. It hasn't technically hunted yet, so we don't know. Hi. Hello. He likes you, but I don't like it. It just leaves. F this place. I'm out of here. I'm good. How are you? Thank you for the follow. Appreciate it.
It's just like, nope, that's it.
Nope.
I'm
Nope.
not-
I'm
I'm
good.
not staying.
I'm solid, man. I'm good. What's different about this update in the Halloween event? Like any gameplay
I've seen
change?
what I need to see. And I'm
Hey, what's our sanity?
Well, we're at 25%.
Oh my.
Oh,
Okay.
well, there you go.
All right, cool. Same page. This Halloween event, you're doing different things. You're trying to.
Do you have a firelight?
I don't have a firelight, but I've got a smooge.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my goodness. Turn the music down.
The heck was that?
Bass boosted. Evil, thank you for the 3 months. What's up, Queen? How are you? So you're trying to collect blood points. You're trying to collect blood points during this Halloween event, and we're doing this collectively as an entire community. That includes Steam and then console, which is coming out tomorrow. So we're trying to collect blood points, and the way we do that is you go into blood moon maps, maps that have the blood moon on it, and you are trying to get the ghost.
Just disappeared for a second for me.
Oh my god.
So weird.
You're trying to get the ghost correct. Optional objectives, take photos of totems.
I was like, well, I guess I'm not going back upstairs.
Oh, thank you, Mayor. Perfect. Look at that. There you go. Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go check and see if there's a crucifix open real quick. That's a single bite. Saving it. I'm saving this crucifix. That way we can do an on-rio test.
Okay.
Eric. Damn kids with their loud music. Is that normal? Damn. Hey Napster, how are you? No, it's not a Dio. No, we slowed it down. We have tier 2 smudges for this one. I didn't do an effective smudge timer though. Whoops. Whoops. Okay. All right, I'm gonna go get another smooge. I'm gonna get a firelight. I'm gonna go sit in that room with the ghost. I think that's my plan. Never mind, it's already been used. You know what? YOLO. All right. I'm pretty sure that's normal speed, right?
It sounded like it to me, yeah.
Okay.
Does the blood moon affect the speed?
Yes, it makes it a little bit faster. Seemed like it was throwing a lot. But was it throwing enough though? I mean, we still have stuff on this table. I'm not convinced it was throwing enough. Lucked out, Phantom, Hantu, and then a Phantom again. Oh my god. I don't know if it was throwing enough.
I know, because the other one is like control.
Oh yeah, I don't have a smudge. Not enough throws? I don't think so. Did that hunt right before 90? I think it might have. I'm watching the door. No, my smudge absolutely did take effect, or else it would have hunted way sooner than that. That's not correct. It definitely did. I mean, it 100% did. We watched it slow down in the room with me. The other person smudged. What, does it not want to hunt anymore? Oh, there it is.
Oh, shit.
Come kill. Be my friend. Oh, turn your light off. You crazy? You silly goose.
Oh, all right, Dad. Good grief.
I hope it eats your face off.
It will. Because I can't see it. Oh, you fucking evil thing.
Oh, don't do that. I can't hear. All right, smudged it. All right, I have good news and bad news.
He'll look out.
The good news is
What's the bad
the good news is he died doing what he loved to do.
Okay.
And I think that's looking for car keys. He couldn't find it under the table. But as for ghosty shorts, I don't know. I might have to take one for the team. Might have to take one for the team.
What is it?
Might be a demon, but I'm not sold. Hey, Kara, how are you? That was 90. It hasn't hunt. It didn't try to hunt though. It evented, but it didn't try to hunt. Good night, Zap. Okay. I don't know exactly how much time that was. I think the odds of this being an Onryo just went down exponentially.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's normal speed for the blood moon. I think.
Because it just had line of sight on you guys when it was super zoomy before.
Yeah. That was 2.5 minutes for the smudge. Well, if that was 2.5, then it's not that one. It did it. Okay, so it hunted from in the room, not a shade, not a spirit. Let me kind of cross off Fascos. It had an electronic, I believe, so I don't think it's a Raiju. More than likely not a mimic. I have to. Oh, it's been the same speed each time, so I don't think it's twins. On to not a Pulte. Oh boy. EMF was in the room. Yeah. I didn't hear a speed up. Gen line of sight boost? I don't think it had a gen line of sight boost. I might just have to go take poor kill. I might just have to go and just take one just to see.
Okay.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
Chase and kill, no boost. Yeah. Pretty sure this was on the floor too. Candy, no. No, I have 0 inches of playing that again. It's a Goryo. It's been in that same room this whole time. Imagine, dude. I have, Fez. Yeah, some time ago. A little loud from Eiling. I mean, we could do it like this. I could have that like that, do it like this. Might be far enough away for that test. Might be. I could. All right. What else can we do right now? Man, same every time. The salt picks are satisfying. You like that? You like jazz? Step, stomp, step, stomp, step, stomp, step, stomp. Hey, what's up, Blizzard? Welcome in. Curious how hard the Blood Moon event will be to do. Well, I think it's just a matter of how many people are going to be doing it. Because you can do the Blood Moon event. You can do it on any difficulty. It doesn't matter. How long till console? Less than 24 hours. Has it kicked the power yet?
Mm-mm.
Okay. I'm going to let it get line of sight of me. If I pass, just listen for a speed boost.
Okay.
Okay. Live, damn it, live.
No pressure.
Let's let the power alone, yeah. All right, listen. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. Holy moly. That was spicy. Was that a speed up or was that normal?
It sounded normal the whole
Okay.
time.
Son of a
You're like, we almost had.
mother effer. All right, next question. Do you have a smudge?
No.
Damn.
And I went
Okay.
to go find one and we don't have any more.
Oh, possible. Right now I'm thinking Goryo, just for the simple fact it's been in that room the entire time. I was going to say we could try a Banshee test, but it would have to try to target you. I don't want you to get got. Is there a hiding place anywhere?
Yeah, there's one over here.
Where? In the back?
Yeah, just over by the fridge right there.
Oh my God, stop.
It's not a great one, but it's...
Hold on, what about back here? Okay. What you could do, let it get line of sight of you and then go around the mattress.
Okay.
I dropped a smudge if you haven't already picked it up. Oh, no. I already used it. Already used it. Still in the same room. I'm really feeling Goryo. Could yokai test it? Yeah. I'm hoping it gets line of sight to her so we can get rid of You good? It targeted you, yeah?
Yeah. I feel like it.
I feel like it did too. That's not a banshee. All right, still leaning Goryo.
Yeah.
No
It's a good
miling. I don't think it's a
for me.
demon.
Did fast enough.
Fez, no. Not really interested. Used to stream, use Twitch Studio, but that's gone. What do you use? I use OBS. I think it was too far away. Yeah, Fez, if I did a viewer day for every game that someone suggested, that's all we would do. Oh, I think it came. I'm pretty sure it started to come over to me there at the end when I did a walkie test. I don't think it's a yokai.
Okay.
Haven't heard any door slams.
No, and it does keep coming just from the same room every single time. It
Uh-huh.
has not changed.
After this hunt, I would like to go upstairs and do a little flippery doodah test for a mare, possibly, just to do it.
Okay.
But yeah, right now, if worst comes to worst, I'm going Goryo. Live, damn it, live. Doesn't mean it has to. No, not at all. No shapeshifts of any kind. Should stop hunting here in a sec. There you go. Yeah, every door is open here. Man. You know, for the sake of how this has been going, I think I'm okay with going Goryo.
Okay.
Did you pucker a little bit right there?
Yeah, I did. I was like, oh no, if it shuts the door in my face, I'm gonna be so annoyed.
Yeah. With what we have left, I don't think we've had no door slams. I don't think I've seen a shapeshift. And I mean, I've had one light burst event, but beyond that though, it's been coming from the same place.
Yeah. I feel good about Goryo.
Let's go for it. All right, we're going Goryo kill. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. Could do a roaming. We could have done a roaming distance test. This is true. Let's go, dude.
Looking for group.
I don't want a Goryo, but I mean, I'm glad we were able to tell what it was. Phew. Look at that kill. Your death was not in vain.
Yeah.
And you left me a smudge. Like, what a guy.
Kill.
You know, I panicked a little bit.
I
I
had
knew,
another one.
I knew that you died and the smudge was on the ground and it was chasing me around. I was looking around on the ground. I couldn't find it for a lap. I was like, but then I found it eventually, so we were okay. GG's.
Would have had
Last
another
hunts,
one.
were
but
you-
I
were you
right-clicked
pushing-
back into the game and burned one by accident?
Was that pushing what?
Were you pushing to talk? I just want to make sure there wasn't like a microphone bug.
Oh, well, apparently that's fixed.
Okay,
That's
I was just
okay.
making sure. 'cause,
I haven't
like, a couple
tested
times I heard you, but
in-game.
it was just like little blips of your voice.
Yeah, I keep hearing you over in-game comms, just little parts of words as you're talking on stream.
Really? I wonder if it's
Yeah.
after I push push to talk and then I let go like this, because you're going to hear me drop off in 3, 2, 1. Now I let go, but I'm still talking. Did you hear me say anything after 3, 2, 1?
No, I
Shit.
didn't. But when it was hunting, like
Yeah.
the second time, it was after you had already said it wasn't a yokai. I heard you just go, "Wha-"
Oh, interesting. Okay.
yeah. And
Might have to do some
was
testing
like,
then.
wait, did he do that on purpose or did like the button stick?
No, it must. Oh, I mean, it could. I mean, it might have been a sticky button. It shouldn't be, but it could have been.
Okay.
Hey, Fillion.
Well, we'll just listen for it, and if
That's
it
okay.
happens,
We'll be
then
all
I'll
right.
tell you.
Well, wait, Phoenix, have you done?
But if you
have you done
die-
the other maps? But did you die?
But did you die?
Did you play all the maps so far, Phoenix?
No, I didn't play anything.
You haven't done any of the Blood Moon stuff?
No, Kill. I don't think Kill did either, right? We're
He has
You
not.
did all of the maps within like 30 minutes of release.
I meant the
How
Blood Moon
dare
maps
I?
at all. How dare either of you? Oh, by the way, Kill, come here. Phoenix, come here. Turn on the radio.
I love it.
I got married. I got married to that
That's
song.
amazing.
How do you set it so you can light a switch, open a door, but it doesn't use the held items? It's just your keybinds.
Yeah, I was like, that static was spicy, but everything
That was
else
spicy. Well, then we have other maps to check out. So what other Blood Moon map would you like to go to first?
Kill, you pick.
All right, Kill, you pick, and then Phoenix will pick the next one.
What is the point of a Blood Moon map? Is it just it has this Blood Moon weather, or is there significance to it?
Well, it's what it does to the game itself. So the ghost with the blood weather, which we just experienced there, it changes some things. It makes it so that the ghost is slightly faster. It makes it so that the sanity drain we think is twice as fast passively. The ghost is crazy. It events way more. What else happens with this event? I'm trying to think.
All I'm hearing is that everything I
But
know
there's
about the ghosts
no-
will be wrong.
Like kind of.
Cool.
Yeah.
The ghost is also more visible. More wait.
Kill.
More like, as in it changed the feature of the ghost, meaning that you can't recognize it by looking at it? I don't think I heard anything about that. Oh, it has, the ghost has glowing eyes too. Yeah.
Ooh, oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Don't forget about that part. Yeah.
Oh, even Pam? Or just
All of them.
even Pam?
Oh my
Pam
God.
has glowing-
I was
okay,
I was
I'm
on the other
excited.
side of the Grafton table and she came down the steps and she was the bent in half Pam. So I saw her eyes by the floor. Oh my God.
Oh my god.
Dude, terrifying. I mean, it's
Real
more
brown
visible
face
during
moment there.
hunts. It's still further modified by ghost type.
'Cause I'm. Nah, never mind. Should we do Grafton?
Do we know that for sure? Or is that a guess? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. We weren't just there all the right. Oh, shit.
I-
Hold
Well,
on.
Kill
Hello.
picked the map I was going to pick anyway, so.
Well, look at that. Twinsies.
Twinsies,
Well-
twinning.
High school isn't on the.
That's just my observation, not confirmed. I don't think it's more visible. We just watched it. I was able to recognize that the ghost was an Oni by how visible it was. And it looked just like an Oni does at a normal hunt. I don't think that it's changed. Yeah. All right. I should.
Oh no, I think they mean by more visible, it's that you can tell where it is. Not
Oh,
that
because
you
of the
see
glowing
it
eyes, maybe?
More. Yeah.
Oh, maybe, yeah. Watchman isn't an Oni? Okay. I mean,
Which is
I
great
I
for
played all day
events.
yesterday, Sarah. Yeah, I literally played all day yesterday. Played so many events with the Blood Moon stuff. Yeah. All right. Do this, do that, do that. That's fine. All right. We got us an upgraded Paramac. Hey, Brody, how are you? Let's rock. Maybe fool my eyes somehow. I mean,
Oh, tier 1 smudge. I missed you.
look
Yes,
at it.
Flashlight.
Look at it.
And the back of your retinas out.
Ava's mom, hello. Oh my God. Oh, give us
There's
the good
Kool-Aid
stuff.
falling from the sky.
It's falling from the sky. It's like the photo I saw.
It looks really cool if you look up.
It does look really cool. I gotta admit, although Point Hope is not my favorite for this event stuff,
What?
although Point Hope is not my favorite for this event, it still looks really cool with the blood moon.
What the Flash saying?
What?
Never mind. Were you talking to them or talking to
I
us?
was talking to you.
Oh, well, I didn't hear a damn word you said, sir.
You didn't hear damn that. Wow, dude, open your ear holes.
No, my ear holes are closed.
I hope the ghost comes in here and gives you the old grab. You know what I'm saying? Oh, it is pro, by the way.
Thank you.
Wait, where was it looking? Where was it looking? It was turning this way, right? Hold on. Hold on. Hey, it's me. Oh, okay.
There's a totem and sacrifice happening on the bed. I'm not sure how I feel about it.
Touch it. It's in the garage, by the way. Kill.
Hey, why does Phoenix have a question mark? What does that mean?
It means she's dressing up as the Riddler for Halloween. That's a big old whoopsie doodle. That's my bad. Listen, it was my bad. Wow, dude. Kate Kraft, what a meanie. What a meanie. Oops, I'm so sorry. You know, at first when I heard it stop, at first I thought like, oh man, she made it out. And then I heard the... Hold on. I'm coming. Oh, never mind. She's a shadow. She can F off. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you near? Are you angry? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you angry? Are you friendly? Coach, are you a yokai? Those. Oh, writing. I will. Not exactly sure how I lived. Banshee? No, it's hard.
Pure stubbornness.
So, you know what I think happened? I shut that door as I rounded the corner, and I think that she walked to that door and turned around and went the other direction. Is he being hunted? Oh no. Oh no. Kill. No. Kill. No kill. He's alive, right? He's still good? Okay, we're good. Oh man. Nah, he dead. Wait, what? Wait, what? Kill? On the sanity board? No, kill. Why was it so delayed? It's not all my fault. His sanity and my sanity were absolutely tanked. Well, this is awkward. Do we have anything? Oh, writing. We have writing. And all the smudges are here. Every last smudge is here. Oh boy. I will avenge you. Hey! It's not kind. How many evidences? For to show that we're doing pro to show them the maps. I didn't hear the hunt start. Oh no. Hi Mel. Did not want to do. I did. I was actually kind of excited for it. The fact that we got to do the blood moon. Why is the these reflections are wrong. She's offended. Guys, go follow my amazing friend, Mrs. Mayo. Man, I did one today. I was like, no. My dudes. Get a spicy Obama. That's fair. Put this one here. Here, get that. It did touch Nanor. Ultraviolet. This is for you, Pam. Food safety. Hello, how are you? I did touch Nanor. Oh, you mean the ghost? Yeah, it also touched Nanor. It was a mutual Nanor touch. It was mutual. Polty demon miling. Oh no. Writing in UV. Writing in UV. Is this a demon? Where's Chiba? Chiba? Can't even be dots. We don't need to look for that. I don't see orbs because it can't be that either. I wasn't getting spirit box, EMF, or freezing. Dot reflection. Never mind. You think it's a Polty? You think it was thrown enough? Bring another smudge just for kicks. You think? Do we have a Thermonerminer in there? I think we do. Think it's a demon? Food safety, how are you? The throw from the beginning was kind of hard. It wasn't that hard though. Is your team dead? Yeah, they're resting. Thank you. Oh. Are you making a Polty line? Just got done playing. Got 2 demons in a row. Fun. Now, did you eat that because you're a demon on the other side? Hold on. Oh, you burst the lights in there. That's right, because I hate your face. I forgot. Gimme. Yeah, we'll put it here. So, Pulte, Demon, Myling, EMF, Spirit Box, or Freezing. Okay. You had a bug where you couldn't use your journal. Yeah, if you have any bugs, make sure that you report them to the Phasmo Discord so they know about them. Why did you come in here? Why? I don't want any. No. I said no, Pam. It did not seem like she was throwing enough for a Pulte. It's because it's freezing and it's a demon. It's an effing demon. Gosh dang it. Yeah. Our sanity was tanked as it was anyway, but yeah. Maybe a demon. Yeah, probably a demon. The red eyes make the crawling worse. You need to play, when you get that ghost model, continue letting her hunt until she is the bent in half ghost model. Oh, hey, you guys decorated. Look, the stuffed animal. We got the kitties. Oh, look it. It's so nice. Hey, Cosmo, welcome in. All right, going demon. Bent in half. Oh, yeah, with the glowing eyes time. Oh, my God, it's so good. It's so funny. Shuby, thank you for the 9 months. Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness.
Welcome back. I've got some
I can only imagine a child ghost. I don't think I've actually had the child ghost model since this has happened.
Demon.
Chiba. He's like, demon. Mock, thank you for the prime. Well, that was spicy. Hey, what's up, Zachary? Been a while. Hello. All right,
Yeah, I
well.
just had that little tire to hide behind in the basement. I didn't
I'm just
have
keep
much
the music
chance.
off. Listen, it was pretty funny though when it happened. Does a child ghost have eyes? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What is the Discord for Phas? Probably discord.gg/Phasmophobia. You can probably Google Discord Phasmophobia and it'll probably come up. Yeah. Hey, Jake. All right. Well, that was McWillers. So is it Phoenix's turn? Hey, Devil.
Yep.
More torture, let's go.
More torture. Let's go. Me.
I'll do one more.
Okay.
I should probably head off and get some sleep.
Yeah, Pumpy can. I understand.
Or
I
the
gets it.
cable cut.
When is the Halloween supposed to be available to everybody? Now. Yeah, literally now. Beatdown, what's up, man? Games are
There's
going
only
well,
so many
friend.
times I can turn up to work and say, everyone, just learn your own stuff. I'm gonna sleep. in the
I think you should do it. Kill sleeps. I think he pretends to sleep. I think he pretends to. Devil, if you think I'm going to remember that, you've lost your niblets. Why don't you change your name on Twitch to some Mike something? So many mosquito bites. Oh no. All right. Hey, don't die. Imagine being called Mike, right? Weird. You heard me. I'll say it twice.
I literally didn't hear you, though. Yeah, what did you actually say?
Oh, I'm not exactly sure what I said now. I forgot. Over.
Wow.
What are you, a cat?
No, like, we heard you say actually, and then just nothing.
Hello? Ghosty. Oh. Boner in the garage.
Ouija board in the laundry room.
Was that you picking up and throwing down the Ouija board?
No, I
Okay.
did not pick up or throw anything.
Did I hear something upstairs? Hill, did you find a ghost up here?
Not yet.
The kitchen is 11 degrees so far. Oh, it's in the kitchen.
This
It
Oh.
just threw something.
Yeah.
Ooh, we did hear a ting. Oh, got it.
Jeez Louise.
It's just excited you're here. It wants to chill.
The feeling is not mutual.
Oh, wow. That poor ghost. How long do you think it'll take to reach stage 1? That's a great question. I don't know, honestly, because it's so hard to know how many people are going to be playing whenever it comes out for console tomorrow. It's so hard to know. All right, got some dudeskies. Got one of you. Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Are you close? Are you near? Are you here? Are you friendly? Where are you? Where are you? Think the red room lights do not fully stop sanity drain? I don't think they stop sanity drain at all. I don't think they affect the game at all with sanity whatsoever. Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Nothing. Nada. Trying to talk to myself again? Maybe I am. Oh, what's our side objectives? Incense, event, and firelight. But let's get another one of these in there in case it's a roamer. Oh, they're absolutely just decoration. They do nothing to your sanity at all. Let's make this one here. Ooh, ultraviolet.
UV.
So we have Goovy.
Of.
Ooh. Oh, geez, dude. I'm so... No, he's caught me off guard.
Look out!
Writing.
Whole TT. Oh my God.
Yikes.
Demon. 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 Although we're at like 40 sanity, so I don't know.
Spicy.
So spicy. I don't know. It's so hard to tell. It's hard to tell. Hey, if you're one of those, you should do one of those. Did it just do one of those? It's not freezing. It's cold, but it's not freezing. Can't be dots. Can't be orbs. No freezies. I tried that. EMF 5? Do the tag. I know. If it is a demon, maybe we'll get freezing again. Maybe it's just really slow. Ghosty. I'll turn these off. Here. I shall let you have the room. The blood moon. I don't have the camera on me. No. What's up, Isaac? Hey, Rox, how are you? Welcome in. All right, let me get photo. Hello, photo. What the? What'd I miss? I missed a good time?
There was an event, but I don't know.
Don't know where.
Damn it. Missed all the good. Okay, dude.
Whoa. There it goes again. Ew. Actually, I'm going to move away from this spot.
Why? This is where all the cool kids hang out.
It'll hunt right on top of me.
No, it won't. What's
What?
it gonna do? Give you a hug?
Yeah. Who would that ever happen
Yeah.
to? More than once.
Yeah. I'm gonna change this while I'm up here, hopefully not dying. Apparently they're gonna tweak the blood moon points. I would almost assume that they would. Oh, it cut the juice. The juice is loose. Yeah, I assume that they're going to. No pulty things? Not even 1% after a day. Yeah. Yeah. What's my highest totem count in the same run? Probably like 5. I think. The house sees you.
3-star ghost photo, get in. You're good at this.
And he looped Granny. I like it.
Did you see how terrifying that cupboard is? You went in there, Flash. You open it up and there's just eyes drawn.
Yeah,
all
I know.
over the wall. It's like, no, pick a different one.
Okay, so now the question becomes, what are we missing? What did I miss? I got ads. I'm not running ads, so I don't know how you got them.
My vote.
I was in the kitchen and I was like, oh, I'll just stand by this crucifix just in case. I'm like, oh, never mind. They've both been eaten completely. I'll run away now.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
Run.
Uh-oh. So close to freezing. Ghost.
Hear it before, but maybe I'm deaf. That's fine.
Ghost. Oh my goodness. Run, mama. Phoenix, run. Is that a 5? Did I just hear 5? This one's got a candle in it. I think I heard a 5. That was definitely the 5 pitch. I think it was too. Fire in your butt.
Hello.
Hello. I'm pretty sure that we have a myling.
Oh, I wanted another demon.
Listen. Beggars can't be choosers.
I ain't no beggar.
You're about to be.
That's very ominous.
Oh shit. was the. Yeah, really quiet. What are you doing? Trying to stay alive. There we go. Ma'am. It's gotta be. It's gotta be. All right. Be right back. How old are you? How did you die? How old are you? How did you die? Goodbye. No fibers. Damn. It's gonna hunt me again. Shit. I'm fairly certain. I am fairly certain I heard a 5 earlier. And it's also extremely quiet.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
2-year-old grandma.
I didn't hear it very well, and I thought it was myling before.
Yeah,
so
I heard a
was
door touch very clearly, and I could barely hear the ghost footsteps. I know it's a little difficult on Edgefield, but I'm pretty sold. Did we
Yeah,
find the
I
bone?
heard the ghost giggle before I heard its footsteps.
I didn't see it. Wasn't
I
particularly looking
did
for it.
not find the bone. The
But there is
Ouija
one
board
spot
is
left
in
in
the
It is in the.
laundry room, right?
It is in the thing. I could try. I would lose 20, so I mean that'd be good.
Okay.
Oh, boner in the garage. Oh yeah, it's the freaking. It's the freaking the heap. Do we have any more smudges? It's the pelvis. All right. Don't catcall me.
Yep.
I was
You. Pss, pss, pss. All right, where's the ghost? Yeah, they called me like I'm a goddamn cat. She's done hunting. Wait. Hi, Road. I got there. We're fine.
Yeah.
All right. Got it. Got it. Got it. Sweet. Sweet. Here's your smudge bag. I bought it.
Don't really use smudge.
Listen.
Draw charcoal pictures with.
Listen. Listen. Oh my God. Is this better to remember? Well, I don't have to remember it because I can just say your name because it's inside of your Twitch name. Yeah, absolutely. Hello, Mike. How are you? What's your 1 out of 10 score on the update, especially since you played it more than most? I would say I'd probably give it a 7.
Oh yeah,
This
we're
new
meant to mark
font
the
is still
ghost in the
weirding
book,
me
aren't we?
out.
You didn't do that part,
Oh
did you, Kel?
That's
no!
a horrible font. Hate it.
Yeah, I just like.
Listen.
Such an unexpected and unwelcome.
You're doing great,
change.
sweetie.
It's fine.
Sitting at 6. That's fair. Don't you me.
Here, Flash. Here, Flash.
Get out of here. Get out.
Over here. Come on.
Get out of here.
Good boy. Good boy. Over here.
Why, yada. Here, he's like, here, come look at the moon with me.
Darth Vader's trapped in there. You can hear the TIE fighter.
You guys look really funny.
What do you mean?
Nothing. You totally have spines, and this looks
What do you mean?
completely normal.
It's fine. It's fine.
Well, thank you very, very much for the game.
Mr. Kill, I'm glad that you got to
actually
play
quite
the
fun.
event.
I like that.
Don't look at the light. It's too
Well,
late,
I've got to
man.
come back and help the masses collect all these photos or something.
That's
For
right,
one
and we
point each.
appreciate it very much.
Okay.
Yeah,
look
thanks
out
for
him,
playing,
Phoenix.
Kill.
Thank you, Mr.
I'll
Kill.
He,
Look this way.
he's a tearaway. He'll just
this
run
way.
in and do his
Look
own
this way.
thing and-
Oh my god, it's so bright. Is that a Glacius? Hi, Glay.
Follow the light.
No, Caroline. Caroline. All right, Mr. Kill, get out. Go night. Go sleeps.
Night,
I'll go night.
Kill.
Appreciate you, friend.
Go night.
Go
night.
Go night. Go night. How are the tones? The tones are being set. Gonna transform into a werewolf? Yeah, we might. Tis possible. One of these days we'll actually get to go in here, man. One of these days. Probably when the
I hope
customizations
so.
are unlocked, I would assume.
Let me in, Pam.
Pam, we just want to
I will
chill.
be clean. I just want to sit on the couch.
That's right. I want to watch some TV. There's a TV on the wall. I can see it.
I want. Oh my god. I just want to watch TV.
All right. We do have ads. Hey, I'm going to run ads real
Oh,
fast.
man. Oh, you're fine.
Okay. All right. We're running ads. The eye adaption up here is goo. Many much goo. Here. We can go to the ad screen. Do, 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 do. I run ads, but you're quicker. It's too late. It's too late. You've already been sucked into ad town. Enjoy it. Enjoy it. Blood sample. Thank you for the 15 months. Hello. What is she doing up there? Jenna, hello. Hi, friend. How are you? Good gravy.
I really like what you've done with the place.
Oh, thank you. It has a certain feng shui about it.
Yeah. You make this fabric yourself. It's wonderful. It's
Yeah, I did. I made it out of some sheets I found at some asylum down the street.
yeah. It really says "Hail Satan." You know,
I-
it's
yeah.
just something.
I
About
think
it.
it's agreed. I think it's nice. Can you walk across the ledge anymore? Not right now. I don't know if we will be able to in the future or not. But as of right now, you can't. Time to head to bed. Good night, Fred. Have a lovely, lovely evening. It's good to see you, Anu. All right. 38 seconds and we're back. More shenanigans. Oh, how many points are we up to now? Sorry, 0.61%. Really, there's no rhyme or reason to look at this right now. This is something to look at. I don't think I necessarily want to do these on stream, though. Like, grind for them on stream. I feel like that'd be boring. I could have days dedicated to only playing that map. I guess I could. How does the totem work? All you have to do is take a photo of the totem, and then you collect blood points. You take a picture of a totem, that's 1 blood point. If you complete an objective, that's 2. If you get the ghost correct, it's 10. But it has to be on a blood moon map. It has to be on one of these. Has to be. Yeah. How many are each house? It's random. It's random. Ranger in training stream. Let's go. Going insane stream. Let's go. Could be. All right, we're back. There we go. Bye, Void. All right, we're Gucci. So,
Yay, let's go.
Well, let's go. Do we want to go back to another Blood Moon map? Maybe go back to Willer, or we could go to. You haven't been to Point Hope.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I'm down for whatever.
Let's do Point Hope.
Let's go.
Let's go. Night Venny. What's the different book-looking things? The posters? We're not playing with viewer
I love
Scarfy.
this map.
If I ever am, it'll be listed in the. It'll be listed on the title.
Be careful. You're going in blind.
Look at the key. Look at the new key. Okay. Okay.
What?
Okay. The new key.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's so pretty. Much more becoming of a lighthouse.
Here's the posters. Yeah, they're different things. So you have.
Arrows on the first floor.
You
Oh,
have
God.
the apocalypse posters that tell you what those are. You have the event poster. You have the badge posters that tell you how to get the badges for playing the maps. All the things. All the things. Did you pick up the key?
No, of course not.
Kill, you leave, and everything just goes right to shit.
Got it.
Well, we're doomed. You know that, right?
Why?
You forget the key, and you're setting the tone.
Okay.
What?
I dinged the bell. I turned on the power.
Hey, look
I'm
at this
making
one.
up for forgetting the key.
Hey,
It's
look at this one.
fine. Oh, I like it better without the flappy. They should keep it without the flappy.
Oh, look.
Sorry.
I am the totem.
You are the totem right now.
Go in there real quick. Yeah, look. Oh.
Look at how ridiculous.
Well, it looked more here. Hold on. This is what you look like. Okay, it looked more ridiculous when you did this. I don't know if that's what I did or not.
This is both ridiculous, man.
No, you walked in. Hold on. Go out there. This is what you did. You went.
It's completely normal. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
it's fine. It's fine.
It's
Our sanity is
fine.
just dropping at a rate that is 200%.
Yeah, it's okay.
fast.
We're just looking for ghost hugs. It's good. It's good.
Where was the power?
Right behind the door.
Oh, I just-
and on
okay.
the first floor.
I didn't actually look at the lights. I didn't realize that the actual bulb is red.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess I never, like the shell
Oh my God.
is red. I thought it was just the
I was
bulb.
way
but-
too close to it when you turned
Oh,
it on.
sorry. Oh, so sorry. A little blind, my bad.
I had vision. I
Sorry,
no longer
sorry,
do.
sorry, sorry. I can never play sausage in the hole again.
What? Did they take away your sausage?
No, because you're blind.
Oh, yes. That's
Oh, boner. I'm just picking it up. That looks cool. Look at that. Is there a window touch? Dude, there's totems all over the place.
I think it's in the master bedroom or owner's suite.
Roger that.
The light was on when I came in, and
It's
it's
15
like
degrees in here.
Yeah. Everywhere else is like 20.
It's not that cold. It's 6 degrees.
Oh, okay, cool. Maybe it was
EMF 5. It was silent. I don't know why.
yeah.
I don't know if there was Did you see a crucifix? Meaning? Phoenix? That explains it. Oh no. Phoenix, look out. Well, shit. I could try to get at least some information. Yeah, she got. Yeah, she was gotzed. Yeah. Yeah, it happened. Oh, thank you. It's Bruce. Hi, Bruce. Miss you. All right, I'll be back, Phoenix. What did we say? We said that this map was going to be doomed from the get-go. We said it. We knew it was going to happen. And here we are. This map is all the time doomed. That's fair. I get a lot of ghosts that are all the way up, usually. Okay. Not a mare. It just threw something behind me. We have phalanges. Oh, Jesus Christ. I said, okay, we have EMF 5 and ultraviolet, right? Gengorio, Myling, Abake. Okay. We might have a Goryo. If we have a Goryo, that's awesome, because then I'll see dance. Then I'll see some dance. Bronky, thank you for the follow. Welcome in. You can also get a photo camera and start taking pictures of these totems. Because I'm pretty sure that it doesn't matter if you get God or not, as long as you complete the objectives. Right? Checking to see if it's a possible Goryo. Now, what can't it be? Not gonna be spirit box. All right. I don't see any orbs, so we can go ahead and say nay. Dots writing freezing. Okay. Wasabe, hello, how are you? See my clips. Hello, welcome in. It is good to have you. How are you? Hey, how are you? Pterodactyl, hello. You can die. It still counts the same for the points. Exactly. Exactly. We're right now watching to see if we possibly get some dots. I don't know why that's freaking out. Harlow, welcome. Ghosty rave? Maybe. Maybe. I'm not seeing any dots. It doesn't mean it's not dots. It could just be stubborn AF. Miling's messed with the power? No. How long does the event go for? Till the 13th, I think. So if you do the maps more than once, it continues to have points. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. You do the maps over and over and over. It just keeps accumulating points. It's not a one and done where you play the map and then that's it. You wait for everybody else. You just keep playing. Yeah. Been good, Pterodactyl. How have you been? Let's say that it's not you. So then it would be a Jin or a Myling, which is writing or freezing. What is my Sanitai? Okay, it's not great. We're going to go check writing. And I don't know where... I'm going to be honest. I don't know where the Thermometer is. Phoenix is no longer with us. Yeah. It's Slimix Gaming. Thank you for the Prime. Someone in here? No. We got one there. We need to use our time wisely, though. Oreo, I'm not getting dots. Doesn't mean it's not. Absolutely could be. It's in the room? Okay. There it is. Hey, how are you? Hey, how are you? Another one? Jeez. Shh. She's sleeping. Does it want to show up real fast? Real quick ghost photo? Hello? Oh. No, ghost photo. Psst. Psst, psst, psst. Psst, 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 psst. Hello? Ghosty? Nothing? Okay. We do have the circle, but yeah. Do the ting. But I'm not gonna have enough sanity anyway, so it's fine. We need to bring Phoenix back. It doesn't want to. Oh, do we have a crucifix up there? Last photo. It needs to be a ghost photo. And I don't have a smudge on me. I don't have any defenses on me. Sitting in the room hoping for a ghost photo and living is not gonna fly. Yeah. Not gonna fly. Looks like a mom just taking a nap in the kids' room while they're playing. Hold on. Can we get a closer look at that photo? There she is. Hold on. Can you still glitch through doors? Nope. They removed that ability. They removed it. And I love it. I love that they removed it. Being able to make the doors all goofy, okay, maybe like I could have kept that, but they removed the ability to use the doors to glitch to go outside. Like to break the map, basically. They removed that ability. Glad they fixed it. Me too. Yeah. Falling asleep. No worries, Araby. You're good. I think they also removed the walking legs bug when you open the journal. Wait, what? Walking legs bug? Wait, what? Say what? Hey, Golden. All right. Oh, God. All right, I'm bringing you back. It's a Myling. Oh, you meant the picture. Oh, falling asleep on your kid's bed while trying to put them down for a nap. Oh, yeah. Ew, but if you're just sitting there with your eyes wide open, oh my God.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
So how quickly did you get hunted?
Right away. There
Okay.
was no way I could get away. I got
Okay,
hunted
roger
when
that.
I walked into the room.
Okay. Siraj! 300 comes after 15. Oh, thank you for the biddies, friend. Thank you always. When you open the journal while you're walking, your legs would continue walking. Oh, I see what you mean. But now it actually stops you. All right. We can do either a regular map or go to one of the Blood Moons. I mean, we could always do like Camp Woodwind, which is counting towards your ranger badge.
Yeah.
Yeah? Let's give it a whirl.
Always wanted to be a junior ranger.
Now, here's the question. Do you want to do Nightmare or do you want to stick to Professional?
Either. It doesn't matter to me. I can play both.
Spicy. Spicy. How far is the event? How far? Oh, dude, it's not even to 1%.
Right. Check the
Yeah.
equipment and get set up before investigating.
Ah, broken boards. Just
Did we get
the
to
way I like it.
2.0? Yes, we did. Yeah, we're past 0.5 or something now.
Investigate it.
Oh yeah, the broken boards. Ah, this is what I'm used to.
Ah, this is so much better.
That's the stuff. Hey, Toe, how are you? Let's look real quick. See if we have any herbs. Jaden, the games are going well. How are you?
So weird.
What's weird?
The trees.
Oh, because the sky?
Yeah, they're like strobing with twinklies. Wait.
Oh, I don't have strobing twinklies.
It's not doing it for you. Hang on, I will send you a screenshot.
Is it because of a game setting you have? I think I know what you mean because I saw someone post in the Discord earlier.
Yeah, it looks like the Main Street electrical parade outside. It's weird.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is what she sees. Hold on. This is what she sees. Look at the freaking trees. Damn. It's funny you said Main Street Electrical Parade. I'm like, I know exactly what you're talking about.
You're like, wait.
Yeah,
I get that
I've
reference.
seen that
Yeah,
before.
my aliasing is off also. It's just everything is all lit up and twinkly.
Oh, looky. I got hits cards. Run, Phoenix, run. So this is Christmas. I mean, it sure looked like it for her. That'd be pretty sick, though. I did say, listen, let it be known, by the way, that I did, floating boner, let it be known that I did say one thing I would really, really love for Christmas event is to remove the damn fire, remove the fire and replace it with a Christmas tree.
That would be so cool.
Wouldn't that be
Also,
so
why does it
freaking
go
cool?
on my
Like
butt?
a tree you can turn on.
That would be so cool. Especially when, like, with all the twinkly lights up
I
here.
suggested it for last year and it didn't happen. I'm praying that it happens this year. So maybe if enough of us say something, they'll finally do it. No, not a Christmas tree you can set aflame. No. Bunch of bah humbugs over here.
Boo.
Oh no. Oh no. I saw breath over here. Which one? What? 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 Which log did you knock on? It had to be this one. Okay. Had to be that one. Did he just get on? Nope.
Bad.
Been going for a bit. Alrighty.
Do we know where it is?
It's around the fire because that's where I saw my breath. Yet it's throwing stuff over there. Let me check this real fast.
Okay, by turning off the eye adaption, it
Uh-huh.
went away. So just in case anybody has that problem.
It's just not cooperating with... Yeah, you see your breath here. It's
Yeah,
all
yeah,
around
yeah.
the center, unfortunately. That sucks.
Oh, okay.
Yuck. Gross. Gross. I'll try this anyway. Where are you?
Explain why it
The
eventually
thought
went right here.
Well, oh my Lanta. All right. EMF free. The fire. Apparently what Phoenix is experiencing is a known issue. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Mad Have, hello, welcome in. Let's see, go there, do one of these with the side of one of those, and maybe one of them. Is this update for the whole community? Yeah. There are 2 places, but it's not checked off. It doesn't check off. No, Lauren, it doesn't check off. You keep gathering blood points. You keep gathering blood points. I'm gonna get a motion sensor. Walking around a lot. We'll put one there. Let's try that. Hey, what's up, Taz? Oh, hey, how are you? Miles, welcome. Hello. No stippy stompies over here?
The camera. No, I don't see anything yet.
Rough, yeah. It's a community event, so we're all gathering blood points together. Ooh, it's cold, but it's not freezies yet.
No, it's like 1.5.
What the hell? Ghost! Thank you for the tier 1. Hello! Okay. Mine's broken. It says 20 degrees here. What does it say for you?
It also says 20.
It's just through. It just threw something here.
And it says like 9 degrees right here.
Oh no! What a stinky. Oh, did it actually move though? Maybe that's actually a good thing. It's right. Friends and I were confused. Oh, Lauren, I completely understand. We were confused yesterday too. Oh, sorry, I was pushing my. Hey, how are you?
Still
I was like
20.
talking. Well, it's set off this motion sensor right here, but it's colder here.
Yeah.
It's like, wait. Maybe it actually moved here to the picnic.
Yeah. Because it's like 6 degrees back here.
Mm-hmm.
5.
Hey, Strawberry, hello. We might get hunted. Stippy stompies. Yeah, I see breath over here now. Completely invisible. Can't see shit.
Did you ever see it?
No, it was completely invisible.
Okay, well, that's fun.
Oh, that's a good time.
Yeah, you know.
Not cold enough for freezing. Choo-choo. Blondie, thank you for the biddies. We have no dots down too. Do you realize that? Don't mind me, just unlocking an emote and feeding the kitty. Oh, you realize we don't have a book or dots down, right?
I mean, we were thinking about it.
Yeah, I just had the realization myself. Let's try. No, that's not gonna make fly. Over here? Yeah, let's try there. Smudge at the ready. What do we got?
Oh my god. What is it all twinkly for you?
No,
Oh my god.
it is 100% normal for me.
It's just pixelated and orange dots for trees.
Oh, dudeskies.
Ooh, dots!
Hey, look at that. It did walk in salt. Okay, it could be a Dio. Oh.
Oh,
Oh. We don't have a ghost photo, right?
threaten me with a good time.
Hey.
What?
Go for the growl. What's the worst that could happen? It could eat my face off. Hello? Oh, what a jerk. What a jerk. All right, I'm putting this one here in the middle. Where's our other cruise? Oh, I found it. I got it. All right, it's going to hunt away from both of those, just FYI. I'm gonna go get the other dots. Don't you go die on me.
I'll do what I can.
Barely see it. No, I couldn't see it because of the event.
Look, I didn't die yet.
Look at you. Oh. Come back around. There we go. There we go. Go. Mother effer. Go. Ghost. Hello. Ghosty. Hello. Ghost is playing hard to get. Yeah, a little bit. Not a phantom. This is a yokai or a dio.
One of those I prefer. Let's hope Dio.
Roger that. Where? You sound awfully fast. What are you running for? It's your buddy. Look,
Just so I can see.
he's just coming to hang out. Look.
He was like, I just really wanted to
Look
get
here.
out.
Come to Phoenix. Come here.
Come here. You big scary dummy.
Here. I'll light this back up. Hey.
No, he prefers you. He wants
All right.
to be
I'm going to walk
aggressive.
around the fire one more time.
Okay.
Make sure he goes potty. This is the perfect place to take him for a walk. There you go. Now, he said maybe. Definitely yokai. Ghosty, come hang out by the fire. Have a schmore. I'll give you a marshmallow. Here.
Toasty, come get toasty.
Ghosty, get toasty.
Yep, Ghosty, get toasty.
The fire does look very pixelated. I just realized that.
Yeah, like extremely pixelated.
Right.
It's like Minecraft fire.
Why is that?
Bye.
He's like, oh, fine. I'll give you a real one. I just didn't want him to hunt on right on top of me, man. Love taking the Dio for a walk. You should always take your Dio for a walk. Absolutely. Always, always, always. Do they have to lower the graphics? I mean, that would not make that much sense. One of these days, Alice. Come on, Ghosty. Wow, dude.
Rude.
Wow. What a
He
rude
said, come
crude
join
dude.
us for s'mores.
Rude
Not
crude
turn it
dude.
off. Rude crude dude with a bad
Rude,
attitude.
rude crude dude with a bad attitude. All right, let's try this. Dude, what is happening right now?
I don't know. What is
I
happening?
don't know. We have cards we could pull.
Oh, sorry. Was I supposed to get excited about that?
you look so pumped.
I mean, yay!
Listen, I need you to. Oh, here it comes. The ball. Look at this mother effer. He's cheating. Oh.
What? Oh, that's not fair. How dare he light the fire?
Look. That's right. You want a nice toasty Dio. You don't want to cook them over 450 for 20 minutes, okay? They start to burn. All right, now we can pull cards. Come on, it's for the funsies.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fine. Here, I'll pull the first one.
Where are they?
See? Look at that. Wheel of Fortune red. Perfect. I'm going to go get that crucifix, though. Oh, Jesus. All right. Oh, there's another one there. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Oh, did you pull a death card? I was like, why did it? Oh.
No, I pulled a tower card. Sorry.
Oh. Oh, tower card? All right, my turn.
Yeah.
All right, now it's a death card. Hey, whoa, 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 easy, easy. Why does he like you so much? Rotisserie Dio, that's right.
No. Hey, my guy. This guy named Flash.
he likes you.
Wants to be your best friend.
No, no.
He wants to be your best friend.
Look, he's ignoring me. He's yours now. You've got to take him home.
I don't.
You've got to look
want
after
it.
him. You've got to feed him.
You promised to
You've got to you've got to take him for walks. Man, holy moly. All right, he's done. Jesus Christ.
Louise.
Oh my goodness. He's a fan.
Telemarketer. He just wouldn't let up.
No, what you do is when they call you, you count to 2. If they say nothing for 2 seconds, you just hang up.
Oh, you answer your phone? No.
Sometimes. Who gets custody of the Dio? I mean, it's hers now. Where the cards are there. Did I pull I pulled that card, right?
Yeah.
All right, it's your turn.
Death.
Oh my God. Death. Oh, I see. He misses me. All right, well, you come back to me. You know what you get. You know what happens to you if you come to me. Well, that looks creepy as shit.
Yeah, you get cooked.
That's right. He's cooked, son. Skibbity. That's right. Toilet.
Skippity.
Let him cook.
Oh, God.
Let him on God. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I think he's having trouble picking. He's like the kid upstairs looking through the banister. He doesn't know who to go with. All right, I get it. I get it. I get it. All right, he's done.
He's a big fan.
Let me get another light on. Hold on. Never say skibbity again. Why? Is that too Riz for you? There they are. Me? Me.
Yeah, it's your turn. I pulled that last one.
Death Fool. It's a Death Fool. No, Death Fool card. He didn't get the memo. You have no idea how much I love to embarrass my children when they talk like that. When they say stuff like that, I embarrass the living shit out of them. Like, listen, if you're going to talk like an idiot, I'm going to make you look like one because I'm going to embarrass the living crap out of you. I don't call them idiots.
Can you take
that'd be rude.
custody of him now?
Yeah, hold on. Here, you go ahead. I got him. Hey, do you want to play ball, Dad? No? Hey, let's play ball. Throw it back. No, you got to throw it back. No, you got to throw it back. Hey, no, you got to throw it back. Hey, there we go. Oh, no, if I say stuff like that, they're like, stop. I'll do it out in public. 100%. They talk like that. I'm like, yeah, skibbity riz. Let's go, dude. All right.
Oh, yeah, it was the Death Fool.
It was the
I
Death
like,
Fool.
Wait a sec.
Yeah. Wait a minute. You're not a death card. Where's the flashlight? Hey. Open up. Say, ah. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ugh. Oh, my. Oh, my God. Holy yeet, Batman. Damn. Let's get him around the fire. He's so sassy. Oh, shit. He's chucking. He's HR chucking stuff. Look out.
He's throwing pans.
He hates the pans. Hey, if you wouldn't mind, could you? Yeah. Keep doing your thing. I'm gonna go around you real fast. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Are you near? Bullshit. Said taken away. It was on top of him. I call shenanigans. He said taken away. It was literally right on top of him.
He was taking a wee on?
He was taking a wee.
Taking a wee.
All right. What else do we got? Oh, I'd be careful, SpongeBob. That dot was right on top of us.
Wheel of Fortune green.
Okay. Tower. Gross. There you go.
Hermit fool.
It's a hermit fool.
Hermit fool.
Oh my. Oh, can we stand by? Can we stand together and look at the fire? Yeah, I like it too. I want to try to get the I want to try to get the deal. Oh shit! I want to try to get the deal response while it's hunting. It's player proximity, not box proximity. I think it's right. Yeah, I think you're right. I'm gonna try to get the deal response one time.
Okay, have fun with your friend.
Thank you. He's my buddy. Oh shit! Does the blood moon make the fast? The blood moon does make the ghost faster, but there is no blood moon on this map right now. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you for the follows. Appreciate you, Yank. Thank you so much for the prime, man. What is the deal response? It's an angry growl. It might be hard to hear with the fire, but we're going to try anyway. Do you know what percent? We think 120. We think. It's not having it. Uh-oh.
Boo.
Sounds like heavy breathing. Yeah, it basically is. That's why everything sounds like a fast twin. Yes. Yes. Hey. 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 I can't even see it. You're completely invisible, homie. Dude, I don't know where it is. Hunt? Please? It's over there. Come on. This is your chance. Oh my God. It's just following me around. It's taking a wee. Oh my God, he started in the fire. Wow. He's like, well, I'm so used to it now. All right, you little shit. Come over here. There we go. There you go. Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you near? Where are you? Are you here? Where are you? Are you near? 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 It's not happening, man.
Well, that's lame.
I can't get any closer than that. I don't. Maybe he's just checking logs. Yeah.
He was literally like right next to you and still no.
What, you know what's really funny? Out of all that, we never cleansed it. I'm honestly not that stressed about it, but yeah. Yeah.
Because it was a deal.
If I go back and get him again, I mean, we didn't take much. Yeah, it's fine. He's gonna be overcooked. We're not gonna be able to serve him. It's fine.
Yeah, look, he's having fun without us right now too.
Oh, what's he doing? Is he having a party in there?
Yeah, it looks like it. The lights were flickering.
Oh.
He's just
He's trying
having
to-
a rave.
He's trying to entice us to come back.
He's like, come back. We can have snacks.
What if I walk over here, I see like a dot ghost just standing there at the fence, just looking at us?
Just
Alex Anderson, we don't want to be your friend. I'm sorry.
You guys coming back? Oh. All right.
Oh.
I'm good.
Okay.
Okay. It's console day. For some, it might technically be. Yeah, if it's past midnight for you, it is. It's getting there. It is getting there. All in due time, man.
Welcome back. There's some jobs ready for you.
Ladio. Hey, Matthew.
So is the only way to see the progress on the event
Yes. Yeah, I don't know of
Okay.
any other way as of right now, especially. Hey, but if you look at your
Okay,
Ranger challenge, though, you should at least have a 1.
Do a whole
Boom.
1.
I have 2.
Let's go.
Let's go. 0.65%. We're killing it. Let's go. It's only going to take us 300 days like this.
I was gonna say, community's crushing it. Keep going. Only fast, no
Let's
sleep.
go. Oh my god. Now I really feel like the way, if you really want to farm blood points for this event, like, yes, getting the ghost right obviously is like what you want to do to get better at the game. However, I feel like if you just grind objectives and getting pictures of totems and moving on, I think that's the way to grind blood points. The issue with it is that there's no like individualized reward. So I heard someone earlier today making the analogy, it's like pissing in the ocean. And it's like, yeah, kind of, because you don't see your reward. Like, you completing one does not just make this number go up. It has to be so many people at the same time to make that number go up.
Yeah, I hope they make some adjustments indeed.
I think they're going to. Yeah, especially, but when you have this, when you have console with it, PlayStation, Xbox, and Steam going at the same time, I think that is going to dramatically increase.
Yeah, and I think I would agree. I think they're waiting for console and then they'll adjust
A lot
from
of people.
there.
Yeah. Hope they set up a web page for tracking the event progress. They probably won't. It'll probably just be there, if I had to
It's
guess.
tomorrow.
It's tomorrow. All right. Let's go back to Edgefield. Let's go back to a Blood Moon.
Blood Moon on Nightmare. Okay.
I'm doing pro.
Okay.
Plus, it's a weekday. Might see some. Right. Exactly. Let's go. Yeah. Weekday, only so many people can play. There's probably a lot of people that haven't had the opportunity to, for sure.
Take a look at the equipment.
Agreed upon.
Before starting the investigation.
Agreed upon.
I do like the Ranger badge and the Sunny Meadows thing. That's nice.
Yeah, I do too. I'm excited to work towards them and get them so we can have all the badges.
Yeah, all the badges.
Kind of sad my
So
13
many
times doesn't count
badges.
for more points. Yeah, I imagine the reason for that is they probably don't want people to be too grindy about it with just doing a bunch of high levels. It gives everyone an opportunity, you know? How much does that loadout cost? I have no idea. I just put the money in. I just put the money in the basket. Mine! I did hear a plate. Or a cup. Ka-chow. Ah,
In here?
maybe. It's either that or through the wall. Get out. Alright. Go to basement real quick. Found the bone. Stupid pool door. And up next. Ah, maybe. We'll see.
Yeah, it's like 8 degrees in the kitchen.
Roger Dodger.
I'll go get some stuff.
We don't need a photo.
No. Not today.
Not today. Oh. I found our cards again.
Oh my.
Wish I was taking a wee.
Taking a wee.
I think the totems can only be in the buildings like the bone. I think so. What are you down there talking about?
Nothing, I'm just talking to myself in the dark. It's fine.
That's
It's fine.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Why you gotta say it like that?
I don't know.
I like the motivational thing that they put on the mirror here. Hyped to play this on PSVR 2, dude. I want to see gameplay from console and from PlayStation VR. We have a dirty totem taking a shower and washing it off.
The ghost is not erased. It stepped in the salt.
Phoenix?
I'm good. Pam with glowing eyes
that an event?
terrifying. Yeah, it was.
Saw the front door shut. I thought that was it. Oh my word.
I barely made it outside before she was spicy in the hallway.
Plain one evidence run and got the twin curve. Nice. All right, I'm gonna get a smudge for sure because now she's being super spicy.
Yeah.
The front door shuts with an event. If the
50%.
ghost is close enough to the front door.
Hello.
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 Yeah, if the ghost events on you and it is near the front door, then it can shut the front door. Nothing like a front area event to trick you into thinking it's a Yurei. Yeah, if especially if you don't hear the ghost walk at all. Why is it not talking to me? Hey, what's up, Fatal? How are you? Where yo, boo boo? There we go. There's a whisper. It's a rash. Thank you for the biddies. All right. So we got that. Motion sensor and crucifix. Other than the airball, ghost events close the doors adjacent to the room where the event happens. I'm pretty sure that it closes all the doors within the room, not just the door adjacent. I don't think it only closes a single door. If you're in a room, I think it closes all the doors. I think.
Yeah, all I've gotten so far is spirit box.
Oh, you got spirit box?
I did.
Oh, the doors. Oh, I see. I thought you said door. Well, shite. I'm going to start marking stuff and things. My bad.
Stuff and things, stuff and things.
My bad. Sorry. Sanity check. I didn't even look. I'm not used to having the board. We are at 38. And I just heard that.
UV.
Really? Hey. Where you at? Show up, Stinky.
And there's an orb.
Uh-oh. Well, well, well. If it's not my favorite little ghosty.
Mine too. Look at that cute little orb.
My little ghosty. Okay, we need... Oh, what is this? 2-star? That's... Look at this shit.
Rude.
Wow. Wow. All right. So technically we need 4 photos now.
Okie
Rude. Rude crew, dude. All right. Well, it's going to try to hunt us again. I'm going to try to get this to blow this out so maybe we can get a photo. Hello, photo. I could do the salt. Oh, that's true. Don't need a photo of you. Just need 4 photos. Yeah. There we go. Hey, don't close the book on me. We have everything, by the way.
You said we have everything?
Yeah. We know it's a mimic because we have Spirit Box,
Let's
Ghost
go.
Orbs, and Ultraviolet. And we got all the photos. We got all the objectives. All the toe tams. Yeah.
And we got the bone.
And I got the bone.
Well, let's go. Look at us.
Roger the Dodger. I'm on it. I'm on it. Thank you. I'm on it. Chill. Everybody chill. Freaking chill. All right. I got it. I got it. The entire chat. Circle mimic.
I've got some jobs ready for you.
That was a good one.
Nice. That was a good one. Look at that. We got 22 blood points.
Let's go.
Ooh, so we had 10 for Ghosty. We had 2 for each objective. So that's 16. Wait. Did we find 6 totems?
No, you only... Wait, there were 4?
I'm confused how we got 22.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I erased
Math
a
ain't
totem
mathin',
picture,
But it's ain't
but we
mathin' in our
still, I
favor,
think, got
so-
it. Yeah, it is. Okay, it's extra confusing because we had to erase one of the totem pictures, but I think you still get the credit as long as you can take the photo and it disappears.
Yeah,
Hold
I
on.
think so.
Hold. Many confused, confuzzled ments. Unless, okay. Unless there's ones I'm not thinking about, I don't know how we got 22. We didn't actually get extra points for getting a perfect game, right?
But it seems like maybe we did.
I deleted one, so 5. When you delete one in the journal, does it delete it back here in the truck? 22 is the max? Dude, I'm so confused. This was the one I deleted. This was the one I deleted. I'm confused. I'm a little bit confused. I don't know. I'm not exactly sure. Maybe the perfect game bonus, but I've heard other people say the perfect game
Is
doesn't do
22
anything.
the max points you can
I
get?
think so. I don't know.
Well, then,
Guys, I have ads
bravo
coming, by
us.
the way. If you're not subbed and you don't have turbo, don't worry. We're not going to leave. I don't know. I don't know. The one's got 20 with 3 totems. I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna have to ask them and figure out or see if anybody knows the correct answer, because I don't know if we do. Never seen get any more than that with 8 totems. I mean, we only had like 5. I think we had 5 totems. Brayden, hello. Yeah, like The Fifth Element. It's a great movie. It's a great movie. Honestly, that might be my last one for tonight, Miss Phoenix.
Okay,
Okay.
that's fine.
I
Yeah,
appreciate the games,
absolutely.
friend.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
Thank you,
Thanks for
thank
making this
you.
super
Appreciate
fun.
you.
Okay, bye.
Bye, friend. Right. Well, stick around. We'll go find someone to say hi to.
Welcome back. I've got some jobs ready for you.
Maybe a bonus for finding all the totems? No, because I found all the totems in the other maps and didn't get any bonus for it. No, the math is not mathing. It is not mathing. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, something wonky's going on. I'm gonna have to go back and like watch that game or something. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All right. But yeah. That'll probably be the last one tonight. But thank you guys for the games. Thank you for chilling with me and hanging out and watching all the stuffs and the things. I'm not going to go anywhere. We're going to wait for the ad break. So we're just going to chill here and get away from this moon so we don't have to listen to it. But then we'll go raid somebody. We'll go say hi. Also, for the photos of the totems, it is the orb that is the photo. The base isn't the center of the photo. Right. Thank you, Sunflower. Yeah, I don't know. Hard to say. I'm not exactly sure why we had 22. Yeah, so our progress is 0.65%. 0.65%. We're killing it. Because we're the best. We started refresh on console. If you download the game for console, yes, it's going to be a brand new game for you. Yeah. There is no cross progression as of yet. Over 413,000 wish listed for console. And that'll all count towards this tomorrow. Yep. Yeah. I'm sure it'll be 100% fine. I think that they are absolutely going to need to adjust it. I think that that's going to happen. Yeah. If they leave it like it is, I don't think it's going to work out. I think they're going to have to adjust it, but we know that they can adjust it. And that's what really matters. How long do we have to finish? We have until... Well, we have 15 days, 14 hours to finish all 3 stages. So, don't have forever. How many of those people already have Phasmo on PC, though? That's the real question. I don't know. Yeah, that's another factor to keep in mind, too, is that you're going to have a lot of people that are playing this game for the first time ever. So they're not going to know what they're doing. They're not going to know. Are you ending? Probably. Yeah, it's midnight for me. The current rate will be at 15.23 at the end. Well, think about it like this. If there's 15 days left, that's like saying we need almost 20% every day. Every day we need almost 20%, and we are currently at 0.65. So that's your answer, whether if we have to change things. Yeah. Knowledge on top people who have on PC, yeah. So yeah, we'll get there, man. It's fine. It's fine. They trust me. They would not make this. They would not make this like this. All that work put into all those stages for us to fail. They're not purposely making it so that we fail. All right, let me see. Deet, 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 deet. All right, let me go over here. Send you a DM. All right, I'll check it, Mel. I'll give it a look-see. Someone probably got it in the wrong place. I don't think so. No, my guess is that they very purposefully made it so difficult that we would not be able to get anywhere close to finishing it. That's my guess. Nice shirt. Thanks. I think they just didn't want us to hit the goal first day. Agreed. Yeah. They have stated multiple times that they can change things. I'm not stressed about it. I'm not stressed about it at all. I think it would be cool, though. I think it would be pretty neat to be able to actually see your progress. Like your personal progress, like how many points you have earned yourself. I think that would be kind of cool. Probably set extremely high until you get a feel for how many people come in the console. Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. 400K wish list. That's what they said. Do we know how the weather type affects the ghosties? Yeah, we think that the weather type makes the ghosts faster, makes them more aggro as they event more. Your sanity drain is faster. Yeah. It makes it definitely more difficult. I do miss the individual ability to obtain cards, trophies like in the last events. I think the thing that I liked about it before was that from looking at it from a content standpoint was that I could bundle everything up into one package and then say like, this is how you do this. Like this, it's like we got this far. Now we got to wait again. So there's that. I like the idea of a community run challenge. I think it's difficult when you know that it has to span over an extended period of time. I can't go in here and be like, let's do something. It'd be one thing if each stage was different. If stage 1 was different than stage 2 and was different than stage 3, that's different. It's not. They're all 3 the same. It's literally just accumulating more points for the next stage. So it's the same thing. Blood Moon's great. The weather's awesome. The change to the houses where they adjusted at certain houses for the Blood Moon stuff is super cool. We really want them to keep Edgefield the way that it is, dude. Edgefield is awesome. I love the way that Edgefield looks right now. It's so sick. It is so good. All right. Let's go do the tank. Guys, if you're not in my Discord is there. My socials are there. post all the videos and all the things. I have a few videos up right now of this. I have the patch notes, I have the lobby, and I have gameplay from all of the levels that have Blood Moon. Edgefield's definitely a fave. It's done, honestly, the way that they laid out all the stuff inside of Edgefield, it feels like it belongs. It feels like it belongs. I love it. Love it. All right, friends, let's go raid. If you are followed, the first one's for you. If you're sub, that one's for you. Creepy little tier 3s, that's for you. Light Wolf, thank you so much. We're going to follow Mel's recommendation. We're going to go say hi to a community member. All right, we have one more stream. No, he's fine. He's going to be fine. We have one more stream left in the month. And Wednesday, we're not doing whatever stuff. We're doing Phasmo because at that point, console will have been out. Console releases in less than a day. I mean, today, technically today. All right. So do understand. So they are playing Phasmo right now. This is basically their first stream. So this is their first stream. They're playing Phas. The pressure is going to be on. So we're going to go say hi and be the best little beans that ever could be, and follow and say hi, hello. But yeah, they're checking out the Halloween event. So let's go spread some love and some encouragement, shall we? Shall we? First stream. Yeah. Yeah. No, thank you, Mel. I appreciate you saying something. Yeah. All right. Thank you guys for everything. Thank you for the subs and the biddies and the raids and the follows. Appreciate you. Thank you guys for always watching the content. You guys are freaking amazing. You guys are freaking amazing. And I will see you guys on Wednesday for more shenanigans. Tomorrow's going to be fun because I have to film all day. Yay. Still debatable if I'm going to wear a costume or not. I haven't decided on that yet. I might stream on Thursday. I don't know yet. We'll see. TBD. I don't know. All right. I'll see you guys Wednesday. Appreciate you, friends. See you in the Discord. I'll see you on stream. Bye.